Joe Rogan Podcast, check it out.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Train by day, Joe Rogan Podcast by night, all day.
What's up, bro? What's up? What's
up,
up?
brother?
Good
Long
to see you,
time
my
no
friend.
see.
What is the chain? What is that?
Chain.
What does that stand for?
Engage. This is my fightwear brand. Ashbel Castro started this.
Oh.
He was one of the. I'll say this. He was one of the only guys who fucked with me before I really blew up. So when I was fighting in China and I lost to Alex, they stopped giving me fights. And I think at the time, I was the highest paid foreign fighter in China at the time. Probably not now anymore. But then they stopped giving me fights. And I was like, look, I have 7 more fights on my contract. Can I at least just get 3? I just need 3 because money was running out, the money I had saved up. And then, yeah, I was down to my last one day, like $500. And Eugene was holding pads for me. You could see something was up. And I just said, bro, I'm about to be broke, this and that, right. And he said, don't worry, just leave it with me. I get home. I think I was on the toilet. And he just goes, check your bank account. And I'm sitting there just like, start crying. And I call him. He's like, no, don't thank me. Thank Ash, who started Engage. And I call Ash. I'm taking a shit. And I'm just like, thank you. Thank you so much. Like, honestly, just in tears. Because, I've been there, like, nothing and had everything and nothing again. So for me, yeah, he's always been a guy that's been in my corner. And me and Alex Volkanovski now, we've helped raise the brand, so we own part of the company. So yeah, I like to rep the set.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I think Engage also was last Final 3 when they had the whole Reebok fiasco. It was Venom, Engage, and someone else. I can't remember who else. So we didn't get the gig, but it would have been nice though.
Oh, the UFC gig?
Yeah. Engage fight kits for the fighters. But now it's Venom fight kits.
Yeah, the whole fight kit thing is weird. I really preferred it when fighters could have sponsors.
Condom depot on the back of your shorts.
I don't like that. I mean, they should probably have some discretion.
I did like it, though. And I do like the fact now, like the last fight I had, Hunter hit me up way before any gold gloves or anything. Says, Izzy, we're going to do this for certain fighters. What design would you like on your shorts? And I was like, bet. And I hit up Curtis, who works with Engage, does a lot of the designs. And I told him what I wanted. And then he just did some custom stuff. And I sent a few to Hunter. And then, boom, I got my shorts, the Lightning. And I quite like that. I like expression. That's one thing I do miss about boxing or kickboxing is the expression on the Mong Kong, the armbands, the shorts. Like Jonathan Haggerty, like he has cool shorts with gold and like bows on the side.
Yeah.
I like that. It's cool.
I do too.
Yeah, it's
I don't like
expression.
everybody has to wear the same shit.
I think maybe the UFC at the time, they wanted to be taken seriously in a sense. So we had to like professional sports. But nah, I think we're all different independent contractors and we have different styles. So I'm glad now they've brought out for certain fighters like O'Malley and his pink shorts, Bryce Mitchell his camo shorts.
Yeah.
Let us express ourselves. We're
I
artists.
like that, but I wish fighters had the ability to advertise.
Oh, big time. Yeah.
That's big. Sponsors on your shorts is a lot of money. Like Schaub was making more money from the sponsors than he was from his fight purse.
Yeah, I agree. And there's a way to bring it back, I'm sure. But even now, because they've got some, you get some kickbacks, but it's better if you can just plastic condom depot and get $100 grand on the back of your shorts.
How much was condom depot pay
I don't even
people?
know, but I used to think it was funny. And the fact
was
it was
funny.
on the back of the shorts, I'm like, that's placement, advertising.
I just feel like, if they didn't like some because it didn't represent the sport, like Condom Depot, like then just fucking, have a list of ones that you agree to.
That's actually a good idea. Like, say, approve sponsors. Okay, these guys, or maybe they go through a check first.
Right.
You want to maybe advertise on the fighter shorts, you have to go through this rigorous check. What's your company? What do you guys sell?
Right.
Right. And then, plaster it on the shorts, get some money.
But I do like it when boxers wear cool shorts.
Yeah.
They wear whatever the fuck they want. Like, I love it when Melvin Manhoef would wear those
the
gladiator skirt.
ones. Yeah, he was a badass. I like tassels, though. That's me. When my shorts, I always like tassels because when you kick, the way they shimmer, the way they look, and it just, makes for cool pics.
Yeah. That's just one of the things about the UFC. Just they want everything to be uniform, and organized.
But again, like now for certain fighters, they're changing it, which is good. But hopefully that trickles down.
I don't feel like anybody should be wearing shorts in grappling. I feel like the
Tights.
temptation for tights. Temptation for grabbing is just too much.
Yeah.
And it does happen.
Yeah, I've seen it. It happened to me even with what's his name, Brunson in the
Yep.
Brunson. He grabbed my tights, and I was
Yep.
like, "Yo, that's 2 times you've done it now." So it is tempting, but I think tights would be the best way to fight. But again, some guys like have cool shorts, and if that's their style, that's their style. Because some
Right.
people, I guess, maybe their body type, maybe they got no ass. They don't want to be. Like, I got something back there, but like I don't know, a guy like I won't drop no names, but like who wearing tights, you look like a fucking
Right.
a stick or something. Yeah,
Yeah, you look a little flat.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's what it is, though.
Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, there's a lot of room for expression. It's interesting to watch, like, all the different styles that people promote themselves as well. You know, like, there's so many different ways now. And then there's guys like Alex who, he doesn't even speak English, and he's risen to the top just based on performance.
But even the fact that he doesn't speak English, that's also his superpower, just Shama.
Right. What do you think about that fight this weekend?
I can't wait. I just did the breakdown for it. We're about to drop it on YouTube now. I am picking in this fight Alex, because I just think the momentum behind him right now is so big. He's just got momentum. Look, I was the most active champion in UFC history. I think next to Alex Volkanovski as well. He was right up there with me, or if not more than me. I think Alex now is on his way to being the most active champ in UFC history, because he's already saved this year, I think, 2 or 3 cards alone. He's like stepped in and be like,
Yeah.
Sharma. Just does it, jumps in.
And he fights fucked up. He fights injured. Apparently, his
really?
knee was really fucked up in the first Yuri Prohaska fight.
Oh, wow.
You know when he stopped Yuri and then he said he did like a forward roll off of
Yeah,
Yuri?
yeah.
He said he did that because he didn't trust standing on his right knee.
Oh, wow. Momentum.
Yeah, his knee was fucked up. So
Sure.
he didn't, like, it was fucked up in training camp. And so when he stepped off of him, he just decided to roll forward instead of putting weight on his right knee.
That's smart. That's some parkour shit. But again, that's what you have to do. You look, when you get in the UFC, this is what I did as well. He did it the right way. Fight as much as possible. Fight as much as possible so you can be in people's faces so they can see that guy just fought. That guy just fought. Oh, I just saw him fight last month. And you fight as much as you can, and you get that momentum behind you, and then you become champion. You're that guy. And then again, you just that momentum constantly. You're in people's faces. You're getting posted here, and that's how you build a stock up. So I've done that, and he's doing it the right way as well. And I think if he keeps going, bro, I hope he retires never getting defeated by anyone ever again.
Just you.
Hey,
And
look,
the way you did it, too. Oh, my God. That was one of the greatest celebrations of all time.
yeah, it just look. It's the story behind it. No matter what,
Yeah.
it's just the history. Because David even mentioned to me, my brother said, like, you're the only one that can actually stand with that guy. Like, no one's lasted more than 2 rounds or even a round with him. And I thought about it during the breakdown, like, yeah, you're right. And it's because I knew him. I've fought that guy so many times. And regardless of what happened, I lost 3 times and I finally won 1. It was just the fact that I knew I could beat him. Every time I fought him, I was just like, I was beating him. And
I
then
thought
he
you
just
won the
catches
first
me.
one.
I felt so too. But then that's, the Chinese
That's the
judges.
kickboxing fight.
They gave it to him. And then the second fight in Brazil under the same company, then he gets me. But again, I was besting him, had him on skates. He was fucking... And then his spirit. You know what JRE said about the whole juju thing? Like, that's real. That's real.
Yeah.
So the last time I fought him in Miami, look, he beats me. And that's why I hate when people say, oh, is he scared? He's scared. It's like, bro, I ain't scared of shit. The guy beat me in the biggest arena on the planet, Madison Square Garden. Same way as the last time he beat me in Brazil in his hometown. I was beating his ass, had him hurt in the end of the first round, all that shit, took him down. And then he gets me in the last round. It's his spirit, his whatever, like, ancestors or his people that are praying for him, because I got prayer warriors as well. My mom and dad be fasting and they have people like in the spirit praying for me, but like the way he carries himself, something about him, just he knows how to recover well. So I just knew I could get him. And then after that, he knocks me out in the biggest arena in the world, and I'm just like, let's do that shit again, Dana. Because I just knew. I was like,
Yeah.
I can get him. And then that camp, I went to a different place. And that was the one I kind of mentioned. I microdosed a little bit, or macrodosed a lot. And like, I always say this, the shower is the most interesting place on the planet, I feel, because you have the element of water running over your body, stripped naked in your bare essentials. You kind of have this, if it's a white shower, like a void white space, I can create a lot in there. I can make a lot of things happen. And yeah, one time after one of my showers, I just wrote this thing on my mirror because I just had this premonition, like, this is where I get it done. Like, there's no way. You could beat me one time. You could beat me 2 times. You might beat me 3 times. But I was like, nah, this guy's not going to beat me this time. And I just knew I had to get this done. And the way it happened as well, because first round I think I won, and the second round I was winning, but then that fucking leg kick, bro. You know what it is? You look at his foot. You look at this bit of his foot.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a hammer, you know, like the back of a hammer, or a hammer like a ball pen. It is, because that's what he kicks you with as well. So he doesn't have to, he doesn't have to turn the hip over.
Right.
And then when he hits you with that, even because he's bone density, long legs, and he hits you with that, you just feel it like, ooh, that's bad. And it's a different feeling, because I've been kicked by kickboxers all my life, on the thigh, on the calf as well. But when he hits you with that bit, it's just the surface area is so small, but it travels and transfers through your whole calf, and you're like, oh, I can't put weight on this.
It's so interesting, too, how he keeps his body completely square,
Whoa.
and he doesn't even really turn the hips.
Yeah. That's
And so it's so sneaky.
He doesn't have to, because he's got so much bone density, so much whip from that little. And, yeah, it's dangerous. And I think that's going to be a problem this weekend for Khalil. But I don't know why Chael says he. Did you hear about what Chael said?
Yeah, Chael said he thinks Khalil's going to knock him out.
That's possible, but I just don't think he's. It's possible, but I don't think he's going to get it done, because all it takes is one from either side. But I just think Pereira right now has just got that momentum behind him and the frame, because he's going to just avoid the shots Khalil's throwing, because he just got the long frame. And he'll get right out the way. And I don't think Khalil has the reach to mess with him like that, so he might have to get inside, but. Yeah, we'll see. This is why paper can't fight paper. They have to get in there and fight. So we'll find out.
It's very interesting, because Khalil's so fast, and Khalil's had experience with high-level kickboxers when he knocked out Gokhan Saki. That was a big one.
Yeah.
That was a big one. And that was like early on, where everybody was like, oh, shit, Gokhan Saki's finally in the UFC. And then, boom, Khalil just takes him out.
Yeah.
Khalil's fast. He hits fucking hard. And he throws like that, the thing that he did with Lionheart, he throws that off-speed shit sometimes. He'll give you a little of this, and then he jolts in on you. That off-speed uppercut was nasty.
It's the looks. It's like, I'm here. I'm almost Prince Nassim-esque, but different. Just like looking, bang. But again, he's just violent. Like when he smells blood, he just goes in.
Yeah.
Like I said, he beats you like you owe him money or something.
Yeah.
He's on you. And
he's on you.
Yeah, very violent. But again, I think Khalil, for him to win this fight, he just has to believe in himself. And that sounds real cheesy, but believe in himself. Also, he's a southpaw. I didn't think about that.
Right.
I actually forgot about that till David mentioned it before. But he's a southpaw, so. But I'm sure Alex and his team know how to deal with it. But I understand how Alex deals with southpaws as well, because I can fight him both ways, and I know what when you give him that front leg and he knows he can get it, he gets more confident. But if you're a southpaw, he finds other ways to keep you at bay till he can get that leg. Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see, like, right away how Khalil deals with the distance and how Alex deals with the speed. Because the thing is, like, Alex can be hit, and Bruno Silva tagged him a few times. You took him out. I think the 85 thing was I think the drain for him to make 85 was insanity. I think it was insane. He's so fucking big.
He still can.
Yeah.
But look, it only works until you get knocked out, and it's like, all right, bet, let's go to 205. And I said, look, all these 185ers should thank me, man. Honestly, I thank me, because a lot of the top guys didn't have to fight him. He fought. Okay, who did he fight?
Strickland.
That was one of the only top guys he fought. Beat him, and then I think he got a shot at me next, pretty much. But yeah, fucking Rob, Drickers, all them, because it's not about just fighting him. Getting ready to fight him is a different thing. But I had to do it fucking 4 times, so I understand. I have a different
What's different about getting ready to fight him?
For me, getting ready to fight him, you just know you're going to be in for a war. You know it's not going to be an easy fight. Same for him. He knows when he has to fight me, it's like, fuck, it's not an easy fight, because he knows what I can do to him. But for me as well, I was just like, fuck, okay, let's go again. And again, it's not like, because I feel that way with certain people. But with him, it's just a different feeling, I guess, because he beat me. That's another thing. And I was like, man, I got to fucking face this demon again. All right, bet, let's face my demons. and I get myself up to fight him. But it's just getting ready to fight him. It's just the hurdle. I think maybe just because of the history. That's why for me I felt that way, because of the history. Because to fight someone who's beaten you multiple times, it's like, and you know you can beat them. In your heart, you just know. But again, that's the beauty of the story.
Right, you had come so close a couple of times.
Every time. So,
And then even in the first fight in the UFC, so close at the end of that first round. Like, you had him. If there was 30 seconds left in the fight,
10.
or in the round,
10 seconds left. But again, that's the beauty of the story, because then he waited till the 5th round, or got to the 5th round. He's just like, did his fucking juju whatever thing, and then fucking, he just had this energy, and he came at me, and then my leg was compromised from the leg kick because the perineal nerve or whatever, and I couldn't do anything. So, yeah. But look, I love that story for myself, and I'm happy. And people still go, oh, we're near the 3rd one. I'm like, look, I do it again. I fucking knock him out. Oh, no, okay, now it's 3-2. We got the best out of 7.
Right.
I'm not fighting for anyone else. I only have so much left in this game. I'm not going to spend this game fighting
one guy
exactly
over and over and over again.
I don't know how long left, but I just know I'm definitely on the other side of my career. So I want to get these fights out the way. And now I'm not champ anymore in the UFC. So I'm in this situation where, what do I do? I know I want to fight, though, because I took 11 months off and I let my body heal and all that, and I felt great. So now I want to get back to being active. Not as active as I was in the beginning, maybe, but I want to be active, and I still feel great from the last camp. Did some testing about 3 weeks ago, found out where we were at. I was about where I was before this last fight, 4 weeks out. So it's like, okay, cool. We're still good. Let's build off that. So, yeah, I want to fight again.
How much of an effect did taking 11 months off have?
I think it was more good than bad. I know some people say ring rust or this and that, and I'm like, nah. I felt good in there. And it was only when I watched the fight back, I saw a couple of mistakes I made, even on the feet, where I was like, ooh, don't do that again. Just with my feet work, my exits. Even David said, you had sloppy exits. I was like, yeah, my bad. But, yeah, that, and then the moment at the end when I slipped, and just the lapse in judgment when I was just letting him know it was me tripping. Those kind of moments, maybe if I was as active, it wouldn't have happened, but who knows? We'll never know. But I am happy with how I performed. I was happy with the shape I came in. I came in really good shape. And what's his name? Bill, this guy, he did the numbers for me. He said, this is the most active I've been in any fight by far in my UFC career. He crunched the numbers up and said my strike per minute rate or whatever. All you nerds figure it out. You can do your own. But yeah, Bill Smart, he's this guy who helps me now with my strength. He did the numbers and said this is the most active you were. So we can do some things different. Put a little bit more gas in the tank, things like that, and then just stay active like that. It was good. And I had fun in there. I had fun just exchanging. Yeah.
I wanted to ask you about that, like the gas in the tank thing, because there's a philosophy that Marv Marinovich and Nick Kurson, some of these guys have.
BJ Penn's coaches?
Yeah. So what they wanted BJ to do when BJ was in his prime, essentially the camp was entirely based around strength and conditioning. So it was all conditioning to give you this insane gas tank. Their philosophy is, you know how to fight. You've been fighting your whole life. You're not going to get better at fighting in 6 weeks. But what you can get is insane cardio if you only concentrate on that. And their thought process is that is the most important thing. That is the thing that fails you the most in fights. That's the thing that keeps you from hitting the gas, keeps you from doing the things you want to do, keeps you from being able to scramble out of positions.
Keeps you.
But if you can, instead of all this fight-specific training, like, put that aside and just give yourself the most fucking insane gas tank humanly possible and then fight. And then the margins, the times when you're going to need it. Like, your skill level is already elite world championship skill level. It's not going to deteriorate because your cardio gets better in 6 to 8 weeks. But what you can do is give yourself this insane base of cardio. So in those moments when you need to hit the gas, you can.
Yeah.
And that's what they did for BJ when BJ was at his best.
Yeah, I think the best I saw BJ from watching him, especially live, he was training with them. UFC 107, I think Diego Sanchez, he looked like a demon in that fight.
Exactly. Unbelievable gas tank and insane confidence.
Even in shape, like he was fucking abs, all that.
Yep.
I agree, definitely. You can always sharpen the tools, keep it sharp. But again, for when you're in a camp, it's just about getting fit. And yeah, there's some things we can tweak so that way we can keep that output. Because when you get fatigued is when you lose your lapse in judgment. Your reflexes as well. Things like that just start to like go down.
Were you feeling fatigued in the last round with Trickus?
I don't think so. There was one point in the third round where me and him, we really put it on, and we kind of had this like low key agreement, like, okay, you're fucked, I'm fucked. Let's chill for a little bit. And then I think round 4 I came out like, cool, bam, 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 and I did that sprawl on him. But again, he's so stubborn because I sprawled on him. Like he shot, I sprawled, and my hips hit the back of his head into the mat. It might have rocked him, I don't know. And then what's his name? Mark Goddard's like, get up, and he's on one knee. And then when he was like, get up, and he finally decided to get up slowly, and I tried to attack him, he just threw. But not to try and hit me. He just threw just to stop my momentum, stop me from coming at him. And yeah, he's a guy that just strong will. Like, yeah, I can respect that.
Physically strong too.
Yeah, not as strong as I thought it would be. Probably because I felt strong as well. Like I packed on some muscle for that fight.
Preparing for those kind of grueling exchanges.
Yeah, but even just for me myself, I just wanted to feel strong. So me and my boy AB, we put on some muscle for that fight, and then having Matt actually making good food for me for the first time ever, because I got this far off just whatever I wanted to eat. Uber Eats.
We were talking about that when we went to Terry Black's barbecue.
Yeah.
Today.
Yeah.
This is the worst thing to eat right before a podcast. You're like, oh.
So I got the coffee now. I'm like, yeah, let's go.
We pigged out.
But honestly, for me, having those kind of, because I'm not 23 anymore, I'm 24.
Right.
My body doesn't metabolize food and, the way it used to. So I have to think about it like, Israel, be smart, understand your body's getting older. No, I don't feel old though. That's the thing. When I was young, I thought 34, I'm done with this game. Then I'm like, I'm old. But that was when I was 24. But now that I'm here, I'm like, I can still squeeze a lot out of this. So we are. And the whole thing.
Have you ever used a hyperbaric chamber?
Nah, not yet. I don't know if we have that in Auckland. Probably do.
I did a whole series. When I first moved to Austin, I did the whole series because there's this protocol. I think it was an Israeli study that they did where they showed that it lengthens telomeres. You do like 60 sessions over 90 days, and when they measure your biological age by the length of your telomeres, it puts 20 years on you. Like it decreases your age of your telomeres.
Is
by 20
telomeres like
years.
the DNA strand or something?
I don't want to fuck this up. So what exactly are telomeres?
Layman terms.
The way you measure someone's biological age is the length of the telomeres. And through things like NMN.
Oh, yeah, that thing. Yeah. I got it right. Yeah.
There
smart.
it is. Telomeres are protein and DNA structures at the ends of the chromosomes that perform several important functions, including protecting DNA, preserving chromosomal integrity. Telomeres help maintain the structure and integrity of DNA during replication.
It's the bit at the ends, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And as you get older, they get shorter.
Smaller,
and they get weaker. And, so that's
I don't even
where
know how I know this. I think it's just a reel I saw somewhere.
NAD shot, when people get NAD infusions, that helps that as well.
I've been seeing that lately.
Yeah.
Like Bieber, the Kardashians getting
I get those.
Yeah?
Yeah, but
with
really,
Briggs?
You can definitely do it with Brigham.
Okay.
I use another company.
I see.
There's a lot of companies that do it.
Okay.
But
is it USADA approved or is it one of them things?
Yeah,
okay.
it's USADA approved. You don't have to worry about that.
I'll see you later on, Briggs.
Yeah, but the thing that does it just as well, maybe even better, is hyperbaric chambers. And so hyperbaric chambers, you elevate it up to it's like 2 atmospheres, so twice our atmosphere, and then you have oxygen. You wear an oxygen mask, and you sit in it for an hour and a half.
Okay.
And dude, you come out of that, and you just like, woo, like what the fuck is going on? Like
how often
everything
do you do
just
it? Every day for 6 weeks?
I've been doing it a lot lately.
Okay.
Because I got one at the house, so I've been doing it quite a bit. But it's just a completely different way of recovering. I know I found out about it for recovery when Uriah Faber fought Jose Aldo.
The leg.
Yes, his leg was fucking brutalized.
I remember.
I saw Uriah was always ahead of the game, and he was using hyperbaric chambers to help him recover. And so then I started looking into it, and then I found out about this Israeli study, and then I started seeing all the different ways that hyperbaric chambers can increase your recovery, and TJ Dillashaw did a lot of that as well, I think. But it makes a big impact. They always do it like when you go down to CPI in Mexico when they do stem cells. They give people hyperbaric chamber treatments as well.
Okay, I have to look into that. So if I wanted to do it, I'd maybe do it, say, like, what, twice a week or something, or once a week, just
something like that.
And how long does the effect last for?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I mean, it probably depends on the individual, but
Sure.
it just makes, anytime I have something wrong with me, I get in there, I just feel just better.
I bet you someone else, if they have one in Auckland now, they'll definitely hit me up and be like, hey.
I bet they do.
Yeah, I'd like to try that.
Yeah, I bet Auckland has it. It's time consuming. The whole experience is 2 hours because it has to get up to pressure, then it has to decompress, and you're in there for 90 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's like 15 minutes getting up to pressure, and then 15 minutes of decompressing at the very end.
Bet.
But that's a great way to recover as well. And I feel like especially as you get older, every edge you can get. Sauna, cold plunge,
Ice
hyperbaric,
baths, all
everything.
that, yeah.
Every edge you can
Red
get.
light therapy,
Yep.
that. That's where I'm at now. That's where I was this last camp. And I feel like even the one before that, I just remember thinking, like, how can I? It was actually Eugene who said, how can you make this camp better? And I'll always find something to do to make this camp better, the next one. So that's like the last 3 camps. So this one, I took it with the whole having breakfast, having a chef help me actually
That was
cook.
crazy that you used to train with no breakfast. That's so crazy.
So that was my way, I guess. Then I found out about intermittent fasting, and I realized, I've been doing that shit for years.
Right.
Like, I was just doing it by, I guess, laziness or accident. But it actually helps, though. Like, wake up, have 2 eggs, or maybe he'll make sometimes like something with chia seed, but normally eggs and a bacon piece or something, and then
She needs something.
Yeah, something
You
just to
need
get
something.
the fuel. Yeah.
Yeah.
And even Jordy from Fight Dietitian, he told me, yeah, you should definitely be having breakfast, because he thought, like, you're crazy training the way you do train. And some of my morning sessions as well will be grueling. And then I'll go have breakfast. But I enjoyed it that way because I felt like more. One thing is, when I fight day, my body doesn't want to eat. He'll make me like a nice plate of something delicious, and my body's just like, nah. So fight day, I still try and eat something, maybe at least an egg, because you'll have pancakes, eggs, whatever, bacon, an egg and a little bit of bacon, but my body just doesn't want to eat.
But you think if you force yourself to eat, that would be a good thing?
Nah.
No?
So I think DC said the same thing as well one time. He said he likes to fight hungry, so that way he gets that edge. And I feel that way when it's fight day. But when it comes to training now, I definitely like to have breakfast. I like the way it feels. I can, like, now I've done it for a few months. I understand the benefits of a healthy breakfast before you have a grueling training session.
Yeah, it just gives you more gas.
Yeah, more
Aljo
energy.
said that when he fought Piotr Jan that he didn't eat
First or second one?
first.
Okay.
And he said he felt like shit.
Oh,
He's
the
like, he
day of the
felt-
fight?
Yeah.
Oh,
he
wow.
said, I think the time of the fight got pushed back. I forget exactly what the reasoning was, or he just forgot to eat, or he just wasn't feeling it because it was the anxiety fighting for the title, the whole deal. And he just felt it in the
True.
fight. It just was wearing, and especially with a guy like Aljo who cut so much weight.
Yeah.
Aljo is
a big boy.
he was so big for 35.
Yeah.
I remember running into him, he was like 176 pounds. I was like, what the
Yeah.
fuck? How are you going to make 135? You're so big.
He looks good at 145 at UFC 300. I liked it for him.
I'm bummed out that Mosvar Evloev fight fell out because
It was meant to be this weekend, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's a very. I thought Aljo is strong at 145.
Why did that fight fall out? What happened?
Aljo got injured.
Ah,
He got injured and he thought he'd be able to work through it, but couldn't.
Yeah.
And there's a point of diminishing returns with these weight cutting dudes. And I think.
There'll be something, like they've got the whole thing at 1 with the hydration clause. But the thing is, no matter what, people are always going to try and find a way.
Yeah.
They always going to try and find a way to sneak past the hydration test or something that they can use to pass it. But I don't know how that works. I don't know how they test for it. It's never happened to me. But weight cutting, even when I started fighting, people used to tell me go down to 170 for you guys.
Oh my God.
Hell no.
How the fuck can you make 170?
Back when I was skinny, before like I got really brolic, I could make maybe 80 kgs. That's close to 170 because 170 is 77 kgs. But lowest I ever got to was 80 as a kickboxer. That was it. Yeah, 170, I'd die. I wouldn't even. Because I've seen some of these weight cuts where guys
Like
and
Hamza.
girls. Oh, bro.
Like when Hamza would make 170.
Or even Cyborg.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You see her when she was in
Yeah.
the tub crying and
Yeah.
shaking, and Oliveira when they go and they huddle around him, It's when you cut weight though. I'll say this thing for me: when I cut weight, it's a spiritual experience. Sometimes it's a weird experience because not just me. I've seen fighters who have not get delirious, but start saying things that they wouldn't normally say. Not even in a bad way, but just the way they talk.
Because you're close to death.
Yeah, you see the light.
Yeah,
you
man,
start
it's
saying
like
some
you
shit.
really are close to death.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds ridiculous to say that, and for someone who doesn't understand what fighters are going through, you'd go, "Oh, you're being hyperbolic," but not really. Not really. You really are close to death. If you keep going for a few more hours, you'll die.
Yeah, especially I've seen my weight cuts are normally pretty tame, not as bad because I think I'm perfect for 185. But the ones that I've seen guys lose a lot of weight the day of, and I see them how they are, and even when they go to the scale, you see their face just.
Yeah, you never look too
Gone.
destroyed.
No, I always come in underweight as well.
What do you normally weigh like the week of a fight?
Week of a fight, if I get to the fight location, say, when they weigh me, if I'm say 198.
Oh, that's not
200. Yeah, that's easy for me. I'm like, cool. That's normally what I'm at.
That's just a few hard sauna sessions.
Yeah, but even not just the water loading, and then it's like my body knows. It's weird how my body does it. My body is just like, it just knows. Okay, we're getting on the plane.
You've done it before.
It just knows. It's just like muscle memory. And I get to the fight location, my body's like, cool, we're doing this, and then the weight just starts to go.
Did you notice a difference when they didn't allow IVs versus when they did allow IVs?
I never used it.
You never used it?
I never used IVs. That's the thing. So
you never cut weight enough where you were so depleted that you needed to get those bags in you?
Fuck, I'd have liked to.
They say that's the best way to rehydrate the brain.
Yeah, because it takes how many hours if you do it orally?
It takes a long time.
Yeah, to get the brain, and that's the
affects your chin.
You're trying to protect as you're fucking noggin slushing around in your cranium. Yeah, because wait, what is it? Cerebral fluid? It's made of. It's well, I'm guessing a lot of water, right?
There's a lot of water in there. Yeah, and the rehydration of the brain apparently is the slowest because the blood-brain barrier. Yeah. That's the slowest. You know, your body's, your muscles rehydrate fairly quickly. Yeah. But still, it just never makes sense to me that a person is like literally on the verge of death 24 hours before a cage fight.
Let's go battle to the death, and then you get head kicked in the fucking chin and. Yeah. I mean, look, I do love this game, and I think weight cuts is always going to be a part of it right now, but who knows? Like, because even now we have height differentials. Like, how are we going to start discriminating against that? Like, okay, we only have height classes. Is that the next?
No, that doesn't make any sense because you got guys like DC that, you know, even though he was not even barely 6 feet tall, was a heavyweight champion, but he's a tank.
Yeah.
And he's the wrestling skills. I think that the way to do it really is to have more weight classes. I think when you have the big gaps, like 85 to 205 is 20 pounds. That's crazy. That's such a big-ass gap. And then, you know, 205 if you want to start fighting heavyweight, and then you're dealing with guys like Francis, who's a natural 265. That's such a gap.
They should have the ones in between. Okay, they take it.
10 pounds.
165, 170. 175, 180, like that.
They could do that, but I think that's maybe a little too much. I think 10 pounds.
Yeah.
10 pounds is reasonable.
Yeah.
All the way up the board. 25, 35, 45,
yeah.
55, 65, 75, 85, 95, 205, and then maybe 225, and then heavyweight.
Super heavyweight.
Yeah, you have more chance. The whole thing of 265 being a limit for heavyweight to me is crazy,
silly,
too.
because there's bigger boys out there.
Right.
Mark Hunt used to cut down to 265.
Yeah.
You know?
Crazy.
Even Francis did as well. Yeah, if they did, I mean, they can just. I think they talked about doing it. They talked about doing it recently. Maybe last year, I think they talked about adding more weight classes, but then I never heard anything.
I know
about
California was flirting with it.
Okay, maybe that's what I saw.
They should have it everywhere. There's too many gaps that are too wide. Like there's too many tweeners.
Yeah,
you know, too many guys that are too small to fight at 170, but they really can't make 55 healthy.
At least they took this shit out.
Yeah,
finally.
they took finally.
Yeah,
finally.
Well, look, I always thought that's like a group chat like decision. Just say, yo, this is a dumb rule. Let's take it out. Boom. But why does it take so long? Is it because the commission all over the United States or whatever have to get together or something?
I don't know. I don't understand how that seems like a common sense rule, and especially anybody who understands the power of elbows. Like this is not the most powerful elbow.
Nope.
It's just not. And so to deny that and to say that somehow or another that can't be blocked, well, that's crazy. You could do that just as easy as you can do that. You can block that elbow.
Facts.
Yeah, it doesn't. None of it makes any sense. There's a bunch of things that are unrealistic, in my opinion. One of them is not being able to up kick from a downward position when a guy's on top of you. So if a guy's on top of you and you're on your back, and the guy has a knee down, you can't up kick.
That's silly. Yeah, I get what you mean.
That's silly. That doesn't make any sense. I think you should be able to up kick when you are flat on your back and he's on his knees.
Yeah.
You should, because that's a real technique.
If you have rubber guard, like a flexible hips or whatever, you can just bring your leg and boom.
Yeah.
I think Anderson did that to someone. Who did he do that to? Was it what's his name? Yushin Okami, I think. Yushin Okami.
Did he?
He got disqualified and not in the UFC.
Oh, was that in Rumble in the Rock?
Rumble, the yellow cage. Yeah, so that was a good knockout. But then they disqualified him.
Yeah. That technique, like if you are in a guy's guard and that guy can elbow you in the face, punch you in the face, why can't he kick you in the face? He should be able to lean back and up kick you, and it would make the guard way more effective.
Dangerous.
And it's also more real. Here it is. Right
this
here.
one, yeah. Boom.
Boom.
Good.
Oh, shit.
That was a good knockout.
That's a beautiful knockout. That should be 100% legal.
Look at the hip dexterity.
Yeah.
Look at it, like the way he just brought that back.
Boom.
Boom.
Oh, like an axe kick.
Good,
Like an axe kick from the outside.
You know what? You're right.
That's 100% a good technique and should be legal, and you should be avoiding that if you're on top.
Yeah.
Top is an advantageous position. Anything the guy that can do on bottom that is real for like a real fight should be allowed.
Yeah.
It's not like you're cemented in this position.
No.
Like the idea of like not allowing soccer kicks to a downed opponent, what I think about that is the cage. I think if you're pressed up against a cage and someone can stomp you or soccer kick you, there's no way to move.
Yeah, true.
But if you're in an open space and there's a place to move, all those things should be legal because all those things are real techniques.
Facts.
But especially if a guy's on top of you. If a guy's on top of you, on his knees in your guard, and you can get a leg back and stomp him in the face, that's good.
Yeah.
That's a real technique that should be 100% legal.
The one I like, soccer kicks, is just... It just looks cool. But again, if you have someone pinned against the cage and then even kneeing them, and was it one they go, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
They allow it. Yeah.
I don't even know what the discretion of the referee is to allow it.
I think it's if they're pinned against the cage.
That he doesn't allow it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Which
but if
makes
you're in the
sense.
open space, then
right.
it's like,
if you're in open space.
Soccer kicks go.
Did you ever see the one where Roger Huerta fought in one and got one of the worst soccer kick KOs ever?
Maybe, but I've forgotten
he fought
it.
some big Brazilian cat, and this dude soccer kicked him, and it was like, oh my God.
Like in the open space?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He had him rocked already,
Yeah.
and then he's down like this, and this dude just
I think the thing as well
back.
is the look of it for, I guess, the people who aren't really hardcore fans. If they see that, they're like, ooh, and then it goes back to human cockfighting. Yeah.
Okay, but if that's true, how about Irene Aldana? When she fought at the Sphere, her whole face is cut open.
Oh, that was crazy.
Insane. They didn't stop the fight. At a point,
Tough, though.
so tough.
Yeah.
But so here's the Roger Huerta one.
No.
Roger's hurt, and Roger shouldn't have been fighting at 170 anyway. And watch this.
Oh, no.
Boom.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that one.
I have seen this. Yep.
Bro,
I
that
didn't know
one
that was Roger.
can fucking kill you.
Damn.
That one can kill you. I mean, that dude had everything in that
Yeah.
kick.
He even held it for a little bit, like, let me line it
Just
up.
really line it up.
Full fucking goal.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's a rough one.
That is bad. That is bad.
That's a rough one. But that's a real technique.
Legal.
Yeah, I mean,
You can do it in real life.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the point. It's the sport of fighting. And if it's a sport of fighting and you can't up kick a guy when you're in your guard because his knee's on the ground, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. Even the one you actually, was it maybe you at the Sphere, you mentioned it with the Marab fight. They stood them up somewhere at the end, and I was thinking like, yeah, why they stand them up?
Made no sense.
Yeah, you know, is that it was at the, yeah, I think so.
I think Herb was alluding to they want more action. I don't know if he's getting pressure from someone to have more action, but one of the things that Herb said was if someone wants it, I think he was alluding to like some specific officials and executives, whoever. He's like, if they want it to look different, I wish they would tell me. because like this
Oh, wait,
is
Herb saying this to you.
Yes.
Oh,
no,
really?
no, not to me. He
Oh.
said it in an interview when he was being criticized for trying to get people to work and trying to stand people up.
So let me get this straight. He's saying maybe some officials or someone would be alluding.
He's alluding to the fact that they want it to look a specific way.
I think I pick up what you're putting down.
You see if you can find his statement on it, because it was interesting the way he phrased it. The way he phrased it,
Like cryptic.
Yes.
Okay.
You know,
He's trying not to put someone under the bus, but he's saying like, look, maybe someone's saying to him
exactly. And
Yeah,
I
I
think
mean-
they are, because he's always like, let's work. Sometimes
that
when
was
it doesn't
weird.
even make any sense, like
Yeah.
they're working. Like
I know, I remember, and I was like, yeah, he's on top. He just got him down. He's actually trying to, beat him up.
Yeah.
Sean was defending well, but still saying, true. That'd be interesting though. That's when I say interesting, that's like shady.
Yeah, it's shady.
Shady.
But it's what we were talking about at
Yeah.
lunch today too. Is that there's certain fighters they want to win because
Yeah.
those fighters are more exciting.
Yeah.
And I'm a purist. I feel like there should be no stand-ups. Unless there's a violation, unless someone does something illegal, there
Yeah.
should be no stand-ups. I think if a guy could take you down
Yeah,
like
and hold
Marab
you
does
down.
and just beat you up and you can't do shit, and even if the audience is booing, that's the fight.
shit, yeah.
If Sean wants to get up, he's got to get up. I don't think it should be you can just hold him on in your full guard and the referee
Yeah.
just stands you up. Because that's
Yeah.
such an advantage for the striker.
Yeah, big time.
Be standing up again. And you
Yeah.
already have the advantage of every round start standing up.
Yeah. And then you work so hard to get something to the ground, and then they go, okay, stand up.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, have I ever been in the position that they made me stand up? Nah, not on top. But even on the bottom, I always get up. I find a way. That's the ego thing. Because again, look, I had to kill that to really be great at this game. Because I knew for a fact I couldn't beat some nerds in pajamas. So that was for me okay, humble yourself and learn how to grapple. And then I sucked at first, and I got better. I never have shown too much of my grappling skills because they never really put me in a position to show as much as I need to. So for me, I was just like, cool, I'll just fucking do a Derek Lewis. Stand up, get up, and just beat him up as much as I can. But yeah, fuck. That is suspect though. If someone is... I actually want to watch that. I'll watch it later on, J-Man.
Let's see what the statement is. Did you find it?
So far, I've only found that like Luke Thomas made a video, and he said Herb called him after he made the video.
Interesting.
Luke
Might have said
Thomas,
something
who's that
about
again?
Luke Thomas, the journalist,
Okay.
MMA journalist.
He said they spoke for 30. I'm reading the closed captioning because I can't listen to it. He said those instances. Here, I'll just play this. I guess this might be it. I don't know if you saw Herb.
Oh,
saying
Luke.
it.
Oh, my bad.
Of Herb. Ultimately, his opinion, but not limited to those instances where he had called for more work from Marab. What I cannot do today is speak on behalf of Herb. Ultimately, his opinions and beliefs are his own, and they are his to tell whenever he elects to do so. What I can do is speak on behalf of my views. No,
Yeah, I'm just finding out what it was.
That's not it. There was an article where they had interviewed him.
Okay, a statement from himself.
Yes, it was a statement from Herb himself, and he was saying, if someone wants the fights to look different, I wish they would tell me.
Damn, that's suspect.
Yes.
That's a
You
very...
found it?
Hold on.
That's a way... the way, again, that's cryptic.
Cryptic.
Yeah.
That means they're telling you I want more action. Okay, here it goes. I've seen on social media people have spoken about me calling the fighters for more action. That's what I've always done. I can tell you what I tell fighters during the rules briefing. I tell them anytime I'm going to interfere or any intervention, I'm going to talk to you first. Like if I'm going to stand you up, what I'm going to say first is I'm going to say, let's work. I usually clap at what I'm expecting from him is not busy. What I'm expecting from him is not busy work, I specify I'm looking for effort to finish the fight. So either you posture to where you can set up fight ending attacks or advance your position, effort to advance, because it's not as easy as just passing the guard, but effort to pass, effort to advance your position, effort to bring the fight to finish. That rule was put in place, standing fighters up, to make our sport look the way we want it to look. But he said something else.
Yeah.
There was
Find a bit
more.
where if he goes, as a referee, blah, 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 blah. But, I mean, if that's what he said, I trust your recollection of it. But if that's what
Yeah.
it said, that's still very suspect. And that, you don't want to get this game. This is one thing about the UFC, is as real as it gets, or MMA itself. This is what it is. But if you have that happening, then that's starting to seem a little bit like, not to take away like it's the WWE or anything.
It's not that, but you are influencing the course of a fight where a guy
course.
has control, and where a fighter
And the referee is the guy officiating the fight. So if he's getting word from someone,
right.
the way he said that, someone, that's
I think he was saying if someone wants me to, if they want the fight to look different, I wish they would tell me.
But that's what I'm saying. When he says someone, it's like, who is he? Who's that someone?
I don't think the referee's job is to instruct a fighter to do anything other than follow the rules. And if you can hold a guy down, I feel I'm the worst with this because I think you should start in the same position you ended the last round because I think it's one fight.
Ooh.
I think it's one fight. It's not 5 fights. So if an advantage for the striker is always standing up. So if a guy gets you down and has your back and the round ends, I think he should have the exact same position in the exact same place on the octagon floor when the next round starts. Because he earned that position, and you didn't earn the stand-up. So if you're standing up for a guy like you is a giant advantage.
Yeah, I'm biased. I'm gonna be like, nah, fuck that. Let's
of course. Well, also the audience would be the audience would be like, shut the fuck up, bro. You know, you fucking pussy.
But again,
shit.
it does make sense. Like when it comes to pure fighting, because even Pride had 10-minute rounds. The first round, you know, that's cool. I'm saying, look, some things, like I'm glad they've taken out the way. But again, bring back tournaments. Just for one night. Let's see who's the real badass. Like,
yeah, that would be crazy.
I've done it in kickboxing. I've never done it in MMA. I've done it in boxing. But I might bring back a tournament. So like, let's see who's really about this. Because when you have to fight, get the adrenaline dump, then you go back and sit down for ages, and then eventually have to warm up again. I remember I've done it a few times. I've won a few of them. But it shows this.
Yeah.
Like this, you know
well,
what
it's
I mean?
also built-in drama over the evening where people watch a guy fight once and now he's going to fight a second time. And that was always wild about the early days of the UFC, watching those tournaments. And
Pride as well. They did that a lot. But yeah, that'd be fun. I think even for like, they did it once though.
Glory did it. Remember Last Man Standing? That was crazy.
No,
they
but
fought three times in a night.
The UFC did it once with the flyweight, the inaugural flyweight title. And I think it was Mighty Mouse and Ian McCall in the final. No, I got it wrong. They fucked up the decision because if it was meant to be a draw and they'd have one more round in Sydney, I think. Yeah, and they were meant to, but then they fucked up the decision. But that would be crazy though. They go like, okay, cool. The judges have it that. It's a draw. We're going to one more round after a crazy fight like that. That would have had the whole place just go.
Well, that's what Glory does.
Yeah.
You know,
okay,
one more round.
And
you see the look in the guy's face like,
oh shit.
Fuck.
Yeah, I've had that too. But that's where this comes in.
Yep.
The
Yeah.
demeanor, you have to just like, cool, let's go. Get back in the corner.
Is that one of the most difficult things to like change your mindset in mid-fight? Like if something throws you off?
Mid-fight. Ooh.
Do you remember what I'm bringing up specifically? Do you remember Tim Kennedy and Yoel Romero?
Oh, get up.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Tim Kennedy,
Yeah.
Tim Kennedy had Yoel Romero
Badly
fucked up, and then they put Yoel on the stool. They threw ice on the floor. And he kept sitting on the stool. And Big John's telling him to stand up, and he's still sitting down. And Tim Kennedy's walking around going, "What the fuck? This fight should be stopped.
Fight's over."
Yeah, the fight should have been stopped. But then Yoel got up and then he stopped him afterwards.
Yeah,
but he had
knocked him
like
out.
a good solid 35 seconds extra recovery time, which when you're hurt is huge.
Yeah, ice
And
on
I
the floor
think
as well.
Tim said it fucked with his head, and it was his mental weakness that he thought he was angry. They're robbing me. This is bullshit. I had him. I should have won. The fight should have been. The round started. The minute was up. It should have been. I could have got on him and I could have finished him. And so in his head, he lost focus.
It does happen. Like I said, even with me pointing at the ground in that moment, any small lapse in judgment, you just need 30 minutes or 25 minutes of focus. So in that point, yeah, I can see how that would get to him. Yeah, that would get to him because you're like, what the fuck? They're about to screw me out of this
Exactly. And they did. And so then he's got to fight again while he's going, motherfucker, this should have already been over. So instead of concentrating completely on being in the present in the fight, you're
Even
thinking I got fucked.
Anderson versus Bisping, when Anderson thought he won and was on the cage celebrating.
Right.
And then if, I think it was Herb or whoever, would be like, yo, get down here, this and that, right. Then
Which
you
could
have to
have
be
been
like,
over if Anderson just followed up with one or two more shots. That would have been it. It's like we were talking about Jalen Turner and Renato Moicano. He drops him, has him fucked up, and then walks away like it's a KO.
I literally went like, because I was front I went to 300. I'm such a fan. I was there from the first fight. That's why I like to wear that as a badge of honor. I'm like, yeah, I was there. And I watched that, and I was just like, why? He had 8 more seconds. He could have just done something and taken him out. But
Renato was fucked up, too. He was hurt bad.
Yeah, but...
And Jalen can crack.
He's tough.
Oh, he's so big for 55 and so long.
I think he's also really talented as well. He's fast. He's smooth. Like, when he fought Dan... you heard that shit, bro. That kick, when I heard that, and Dan grabbed his waist, and then Dan had his neck at the end of the round as well. I lost my voice in that.
That's the one where Dan broke his arm, right?
Yeah,
and
just
he
a
kept
scratch.
Fighting. Dan's a savage.
Trust me.
I love watching him come back into the top 5 now.
Yeah.
I love it. I love that he did that. I love it.
I love who he is as a person, because look, Dan, I see him every day, most days, and he's a guy that you don't know what to expect. Like, out of nowhere, boom, he just customized himself with all these tattoos.
Yeah, crazy.
I was like, that's badass.
Yeah, he just covered himself.
I think he's in Spain, because do you know Oscar? You know Oscar Willis, the Mac Life reporter. He's fighting bare knuckle this weekend, I believe, or maybe next weekend in Spain. But Dan's gonna go there and corner him. I'm like, fucking
bare knuckle boxing or MMA?
No, boxing. That's not for me. I can fight. Look, if I had to get into a fight, whatever, sure. But like for me, I'd rather not. I'll pass on that. But that's the kind of shit that Dan loves. Dan's like, yeah, let's do that shit. He wants to do that shit. He wants to be like, yeah, he just loves fighting.
Masvidal's got that whole MMA league where it's all bare knuckle MMA, which I like. Because it doesn't make sense to me that you don't cover your shins or your knees or your elbows, but you do cover your knuckles. I
just don't like the knuckles, because you see, again, the moose knuckle's still there. This can cause more damage, like cuts.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It slices you open.
Exactly.
Guys get sliced up.
So if gloves, I guess they protect. They don't really the new gloves as well. I think I've only fought once in the new gloves now. I might give it maybe 1 or 2 more. But I'm like, the old gloves they didn't really protect. The wraps protect your hands, but the old gloves, they felt like rubber, like tire rubber. And I think they were just dangerous, like dangerous to hit with. If you hit someone with those, it's like bang. These new gloves, they feel like a little bit of a memory foam.
A little softer?
Softer. And I don't know about this whole curve thing. They don't really curve. I can still do that. And then I try not to do that. I'm not, whatever, but still. This, I'll wait and see.
Bro, listen, man. The best gloves, for sure, are Trevor Whitman's.
Yeah.
The best gloves. He made the best gloves. They're the best MMA
I've
gloves of all time.
I've never seen them, yeah. I've got...
See if you can pull them up.
The Onyx? Is that the Onyx one? Yeah, I've got the big ones, but I've never ever had...
the best MMA gloves.
Yeah.
They curve. So it's curved, so your hand is in this position. So if you want to do this, you have to open them up. But it's still, you could do that for grappling. It's all the same. But they're in a curved position, and I think that would avoid so many eye pokes.
So many injuries,
You haven't really been eye poked too many times.
Nah, only time was in training. Really bad one was in training, but nah, not in a fight. Nah, avoid that as much as I can.
I have another thought on that. Tell me what you think of this. I feel like they should cover the fingers. I feel like why with like a mitt that goes over the top with like a round
like a boxing
surface,
mitt, like a little something
like
soft.
those little bag glove mitts. Like that's Trevor Whitman's.
Okay,
that's the Onyx gloves. Those are the best gloves. Trevor Whitman's a fucking genius, man. He makes incredible gear.
Has he ever brought this idea to the UFC?
Yeah, they were in negotiation, but I think Trevor went crazy and wanted like some ungodly amount of money. He wanted something, according to Dana. At least that's his version. I haven't talked to Trina. Yeah. But regardless of all that, he makes the best gloves. They're the best MMA gloves of all time, by bar none.
Yeah,
They're
I've
the
got
best.
the big ones, but I'll hit them up, see if I can get those ones just to try them out.
It's also the best foam. Like he uses the most high tech foam. It's the most expensive foam. Like everything, and he makes them all by hand. Like Trevor stitches
I've seen
them
him.
together.
Yeah, I've seen him stitch them. He's passionate about it. But yeah, these new ones. So far at fighting with them, I still prefer the old ones.
You think they're more damaging?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They feel, like
I get it.
I don't like to get hit, so maybe that's why I'm biased with it. But when I hit someone with those, I feel it causes more damage. And I mean, I can't cause damage. I caused some damage on DDP with those ones, but I still want to try them maybe one more time just to feel them. But yeah,
they felt different.
Yeah, felt different. I can definitely tell. Even the wraps, when I was squeezing my wraps into them, I was okay. Just took a while, but still got in. But I'm like, all right, cool, grab. I like to test the grip strength, make sure I can hold someone. But yeah, we'll see.
I don't know why the fingers have to be exposed because you never do this. There's no
Sure.
reason.
Oh, no,
There's
yeah.
never no reason to have the fingers ever in this position. Every time you grip, you're gripping like
Like
this,
that, yeah.
or you're gripping like this.
Also, it would prevent joint manipulation.
Yeah.
Small joint manipulation. If you had, like, it's almost like a webbing
Yeah.
that just covers that.
Why can't you just have a thin piece of leather that goes over the fingers and then something that's curved around the top?
Like you said, like those bag mitts with the thumb out.
Yes. So even if you do get poked in the eye, you're getting poked by a large thing
And not a
instead of a
digit.
finger.
Yeah.
It goes all the way into your eye. And fingernails.
Yeah.
You know, so
true.
the nails would be covered. Which is, even if you trim your fucking nails, that's still a hard surface that could scratch the shit out of
Yeah.
your cornea.
Then you got toes. I've seen people get kicked in the eye, even in training, and
man.
infected the eye as well.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Well-
Toenails. But nah, I mean, that makes sense. I mean, it just, I think people are scared of change.
Right.
Even with these new gloves, I think it's maybe, that's why I'm trying to be like, let me give it one more shot. I'm not going to say I'm against them. I just feel, the other gloves were just, they had that thing on them. That
Well, Mike
rubber tire.
Winklejohn, you know, he lost an eye.
Oh, that's why he wears the shades.
Exactly.
Yeah, he
from
did.
holding
he did.
pads from somebody. So he was holding pads and someone missed and caught his eye with their toenail.
I do that too if that happened to me. PTSD.
Yeah, fuck,
no
man. I think
thanks.
like everybody should wear goggles if you're
Yeah.
holding mitts. Just the possibility, just that we know that it happened to one of the top trainers in the sport.
Yeah, and it's not just a freak accident. Cause
Right.
even just grappling, I try and keep my nails like trim, just because I don't want to. I've done it before by accident on someone, and I've caused. I think I had collar tie, and then they did something, and then
Yeah.
and I got not on me, on them. And it's happened to me as well. But I felt bad when I did it on a person. I had their skin in my nails, and I was like, yeah, my bad. So again,
Yeah.
cut your nails. But still, that's not a bad idea. I would fuck with that.
I feel like it wouldn't affect the grappling at all.
Yeah.
And it definitely would help eye pokes, which are the biggest problem. Eye pokes are a giant problem,
Yeah.
man. So many guys have gotten eye surgery now. I mean, Bilal's had 3 eye surgeries.
Yeah.
And remember when he got poked
Oh wait,
real
he did.
bad
Oh, not
against
the Leon
Leon
one. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Fuck yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, you can change the culture.
I feel like it should be done, and
Yeah.
because I don't think it's bad. I don't see any negative to covering the fingers, and I see only positives.
Yeah.
And I don't think it would do. It's just real simple. Piece of leather here.
I get
covers
you.
over the
I
tips
get
of the
what you're
fingers.
saying.
Measure the fighter's hands. You know, because some guys have very long fingers, some guys have short fingers. Measure the fighter's hands. Build a custom glove. That's
Yeah.
not hard to do.
Same thing like having glove size. I'm sure
Yeah.
someone will make it now. Or someone's made that before.
I don't think so.
Yeah, well-
I don't know if anybody that's made that, but that should be the way they do it because that would eliminate an enormous number of eye
That's a
pokes.
money-making scheme right now. If someone decides to make that and then put it out there as a prototype, be like, look, this actually works. Train
Yeah.
with them, and then they go, I'm patenting that. Boom.
Well, the UFC doesn't listen to me because
Yeah.
I have all kinds of crazy ideas. I'm like, get rid of weight cutting, add more weight classes, change
no
the gloves,
stand-ups.
no stand-ups.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Because also, like, I'm not interested in making the fight more exciting. I'm
Who the
interested
best?
in what's the best,
Yeah.
what actually works. I'm a purist. I want
Yeah.
to see what is the actual effective technique. Like, there's sometimes like when you see in jiu-jitsu tournaments where guys are doing something like they're in a 50-50 position. I'm like, this guy could punch you in the face, kick you in the face so easy. This is not a good self-defense position.
Yep.
And you see it in
the
MMA
leg lock stuff.
where guys are accustomed to doing that, and they're literally face down, holding onto an ankle, and the dude just boom, boom.
One of my boys, Nate Law, he just fought in his, I think, 3rd pro fight. The guy had a leg lock, and Nate posted this quote from Chael Sonnen after the fight about if a guy is holding onto your leg, just posture up and punch him in the face.
Yeah.
And that's what Nate did and won the fight. So yeah, I mean, the whole leg lock game, I know some stuff with X guard and whatnot, but I don't really fuck with it too much because I get scared because the commitment when I hold onto someone's leg.
Yeah.
And then you're just exposed, unless I'm like a Craig Jones type who I just know.
As a wizard.
Yeah,
Yeah. The
he's-
thing about leg locks is you have so little time to react.
Yeah.
If you don't tap, such a brief, especially like an inside heel hook, there's such a brief amount of time you have before your shit is just blown
Yeah,
to
it's
smithereens.
like, this is fine, this is fine, this is fine, pop, and it's
Plop.
gone. Yeah.
Rips apart, and then you're
Yeah.
fucked for 9 months.
Even me, if I'm rolling with people, if I don't trust that person, or if I just feel like, I'll just go, yeah, cool, tap, because
Yeah.
ego's not worth it. I don't
It's
try and
not.
hold on to shit like that.
Especially leg locks.
Yeah.
Do you have a hard time like that with like people trying to get a name for themselves training with you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course.
So that's for me. Look, it's not even if I go to a new gym, I pick and choose who I go with, and it's not like an ego thing because I don't want to get my ass whooped. It's just like I don't know you well enough that.
Right.
And sometimes you see people they salivate like, oh, this is my chance. This is
Right.
I got my shot now. Even now, sometimes in grappling with some people in the jiu-jitsu class, they'll just lower belts. They'll be like, "Can I?" I'm like, "I'm good, thank you."
You know what I don't like? When I
Yeah.
see a dude sitting out around and waiting while you're exhausted, and then they go, "Do you want to go?" You're like, "Bitch, I watched you." I'll call him out. I watched you just sit down for 10 fucking minutes.
Yeah. Oh, you'd get that as well.
Why
too.
didn't you just jump in?
Yeah.
Why weren't you just rolling right now?
Facts,
You want to roll
facts.
fresh?
Yeah.
Is that what this is?
Yeah.
And you like call him out on it, you see the look on
Oh
their face,
shit!
like,
Yeah.
"Oh, man."
I just go, nah, I'm good, thank you, and I'll get someone that I actually trust. Because
Yeah.
it's not. It's just. I know the feeling as well because I'm sure that someone will tap me or do something, or I'll just let go, and then it's like that. I know when it's real and it's genuine, like good job, and I know the one when it's like they're like, yeah, I'm gonna tell everyone about this.
Can't wait to get online.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, here we go. But again, that's the thing when I talk about ego, and I had to kill that before I started training grappling because it was just I sucked.
Right.
know? Like, nah, I get taps. One thing I definitely will get is a submission in the UFC before I'm done. I will choke someone out like a guillotine or a rear naked. I like guillotines, but it's learning how to find the sweet spot for me. The sweet spot when I get it, and when I get it, it's not even a bulldog choke. I get really good at those. Some I can find the spot, and I just because I got the frame for it. The best person at our gym, Dan Hangman, that's his shit. He grabs your neck. You're going like it's like, yep. Find a way out. You can't. Cool. Tap. But yeah, I like using guillotines though, especially on wrestlers, because yeah, it just lets them know, okay, this is always a threat. This is always a threat. But again, it's something I've been working on. But eventually, before I retire, you'll definitely see me get a submission.
Well, it's interesting because you're a specialist. You know, you're one of those guys that, like, you didn't come in with a full MMA experience. You didn't start as an amateur MMA fighter. You were a kickboxer. And so I remember when you and I first started talking online, I reached out to you on Instagram.
Yeah.
And you were like, I'm going to wait a little while.
Yeah.
I'm going to just do this right.
Yeah.
Which I thought was very intelligent because you could have just jumped in like many guys do, and then they get UFC throws you in with a wrestler, you get
Facts.
exposed, and now you're so far behind the curve. It takes a long time to build up your confidence and your momentum again because you got smothered in your first fight.
Yeah, that was 2015, I believe. I haven't sent a DM to Dana saying, just give me one shot. Just get me to the cage. I'll do the rest. And look, I would have, but I'm glad I took my time. And it was good for me just to fight different people from Ukraine, China, Brazil, all different types of places, and then experience different styles. And that way I felt confident enough when I got to the UFC. My first fight, shout out Rob Wilkinson, good guy, good friend of mine now. And yeah, he tried to take me down constantly. And I was able to withstand that because of the work we did. And Andre Paulette, my wrestling coach, a lot of drills, just drills, wall work constantly.
What year did you start that? What year did you start grappling training?
I started in 2010, but I was meant to go into MMA straight away, but there was just so many kickboxing fights, and I kept on getting kickboxing fights that it was just too... Also, I like fighting kickboxing, so I was just like, I'll just take this fight. But I was always grappling on the side, like low-key grappling on the side. And eventually, I think... I can't remember what year my first UFC MMA fight was. Would have been 2014 maybe, or 13, and then I started taking it more seriously. Like, I'm a purple belt now, but I'm a purple belt. I know I'm dangerous, but it's like, I'm not like, there's levels to belts.
Right.
You know? There's some purple belts, blue belts who can kick my ass, you know. But, yeah, I do enjoy it, though. I love grappling. I feel like a ninja cat when I'm grappling and I'm on that flow state. I just feel like it's fun to play with. But then, again, I've only ever shown cases or brief, like, again, who's one? Not just the Pereira fight in Madison Square Garden. Gastelum, I had a triangle on him. Tavares, I had a guillotine at the end of the round. Some other ones with the Kimura traps. But yeah, just no one's really put me in that position to make me have to like really use my offensive grappling. But again, when I get taken to the ground, I'm just like, fuck, I'm just going to stand up.
If kickboxing was as big as MMA, do you think you've ever done MMA?
That's a good question. Fuck. Okay, money-wise, probably ego. because I just knew a fucking nerd in pajamas could kick my ass. I can't have that, bro. Honestly, it's just I just know like some dude can beat me, and he doesn't have to even throw a punch. In the back of my mind, it's still. That's why sometimes when all these, boxers, like like back in the day when it was UFC versus boxing or whatever, I was like, well, this is real fighting. Like, you want to see who the baddest person on the planet is? Fight.
Right.
No one's telling you can't use your weapons, but you want to take away all my weapons. And
Right.
that's why I don't think I'll ever box again, because I just think it's too limiting. Even kickboxing, I feel like it'd be really hard for me to, because it's too limiting. I do like aspects of grappling that I can use in a fight, but yeah, nah. I like full-fledged fighting, and I think it's a healthy ego. I just knew I have to really humble myself so I can learn how to fight these guys at their own game. So yeah, that's why.
I like how ONE FC has everything. They have grappling matches, they have kickboxing matches, they have Muay Thai matches, and they have MMA matches.
Yeah.
I think that is the way to go. And I really wish the UFC, I know they're invested in this slap fighting shit,
Yeah.
but instead of that, like
Slap fighting.
have a kickboxing league. Have and I think they don't think that people would get into kickboxing. I think they're wrong.
Yeah, they just did the one in Denver for ONE FC recently. Went well, and the fights are crazy.
Yes.
A lot of knockdowns, a lot of action-packed stuff. But if it was just marketed the right way, you know, with the UFC's marketing machine, easily it'd be one of the biggest
because
leagues.
Everybody loves KOs. Everybody loves stand-up fights, and you're gonna
slap fighting.
There's a lot of KOs there, but you're gonna get real KOs because kids they can't. No one can grapple.
Yeah,
you can't grapple, so you're gonna get people that are forced to stand up, and you could then attract the greatest strikers in the world, like ONE FC is doing. They're getting all these Thai killers, these Rod Tangs, all these like elite Thai fighters, and they're all coming over. And they're fighting in the cage now. And I feel like there's an opportunity for that, for a kickboxing league in America that would be hugely successful if, like, the UFC machine got behind it.
John Wayne Paul started that. I think he did.
He did it in the cage.
Yeah. Because I watched...
Little gloves.
I watched both fights with Brad Riddell, I think. Or the first one with Brad Riddell. That was the second one, sorry. That was the one I watched at Cage Fighting. Great fight. Crazy fight. Even though John lost, he just showed me who he is. But, yeah, I think he did start... Cage Muay Thai.
Yes.
That was his thing.
I think it was his thing.
He should have fucking trademarked that shit.
Muay Thai with little gloves is different too, right? Because, there's blocks that you can't use. There's
just shielding like the Dutch style. I remember with the big gloves, I always talked about it as well. I always felt my striking was better for MMA. I always felt it was better for MMA because I was like, nah, if you can just do this, you just block whatever hit. It's just who's tough. Who's tougher?
Right.
But with the small gloves, you can get around the guard. The hand traps are different. So I always just felt like, my striking would excel better in MMA. I wasn't as, I'm tough, but I wasn't as just like.
Tough for no reason.
Yeah, thank you. Like, I like to use my brain. You know what I mean? So I wasn't just tough for no reason, like, boom, 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 boom. Okay, hit you, hit me, hit me, hit you, hit you.
Yeah.
That's not my style. I always felt I was slicker, the way I moved, the way I set traps. And that's why I like the MMA striking better.
It's kind of crazy about the Dutch, right? Like, what is it about them that makes their style so savage? Because if you go back and you watch Ramon Deckers or Rob Kamen or Ernesto Hoost, oh my God,
I think it's culture.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think it's the culture of the style. Because I've seen some of the gym spars. That's how they.
I heard it's insane over there.
Yeah, I've seen
Khalil was
clips.
talking about it.
Yeah,
Khalil was telling when he went up to train
Holland.
over there years back, and he's like, I can't fucking do this. Like, these guys are going hard every day
for $0.
Yeah, $0. Like, what do you get paid in glory? What do the best fighters get paid in glory? Like, what is like?
I wasn't getting paid that much.
What does Rico Verhoeven get paid to defend his heavyweight title?
I think he probably gets more than most. He's still in glory, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. I kind of fell off them after they robbed me off the fucking belt. I was just like, whatever. I don't care about that anymore.
The Jason Wellness fight?
Yeah. After that, I kind of
thought you won
off.
that fight too.
Yeah, I know. It's one of those things. Look, I'm glad things happen the way they have in my career because it always gives me an opportunity to come back or rise again and showcase my spirit, my fighting spirit, not just in the cage, but as a human being. So all the things that have happened to me in my career when it comes to losses or setbacks, I just go, cool. Let's see what I can do next.
Right.
Yeah. Like even, look, the DDP fight, Strickland fight. What's another one? Well, Pereira, I got that back. Jan one, I feel like that was a side quest. I'm just kind of like, man, that's cool. And I never hold on to them. I never hold on like I need to get this. It's like, nah, this is fine. If it, like the Alex one, I was cool if that never happened, but then he decided to chase me, and I was like, cool, let's do it.
The Jan thing is a crazy situation, right? Because Jan goes to a split decision with Pereira. It's a great fight. It's a tough fight. He has that crazy fight with Ankalaev. It goes to a draw.
Yeah.
And then no one's talking about him.
Yeah.
Everyone's talking about contenders in the light heavyweight division. Like, what about Jan Blachowicz?
Yeah.
Like, get him in now before he's too fucking old.
Yeah, I think he's already in his 40s,
Yeah.
early 40s.
But I think he won the title that old. Like,
Yeah.
wasn't he like 39 or 40 when he won the title?
It was. I'm trying to think.
I just feel like he's being disrespected. Like he's just not getting the attention. Like if you look at his performances, the guy's not had a bad performance. Like there's not one fight that was boring. There's not one fight where he wasn't trying to win.
He's not a wrestler.
Right, he's fighting
he's
top
stand-up.
contenders. He's fighting top guys.
kickboxing.
Yeah, he's a fucking animal. And he's out of the conversation. Like they're talking about Ankalaev fighting, you know, like, oh, Alex is avoiding Ankalaev, so he takes Khalil. Ankalaev and Jan Blachowicz went to a fucking draw. Like, what about that? Like, what about him?
Yeah, maybe because he doesn't make as much noise, because I don't really see him on there as much anymore.
What does it say?
Okay.
Oh, he's supposed to fight Rakic,
I
but
see,
he got
I
a
see.
shoulder injury.
Okay, he's hurt right now.
Oh, shoulder surgery. So that was January. So that was 10 months ago.
Maybe it's not back yet.
Yeah, it must be. Well, that's about the amount of time, especially when you're dealing with shoulder injuries, man. Those fucking things take forever.
Yeah, nah. Go see fucking what's his name, Briggs. But yeah, I'm glad I got some today, though. Thank you for that. I actually feel
Stem
better.
cells.
Yeah,
It's
not
the
from the stem
future.
cells. I liked it from the drip I got earlier. But yeah, the stem cells, the ones I had in my ankle. Yeah, they worked when I went to
it
Mexico.
works.
Yeah,
It works. It's a game changer.
Yeah.
It's a game changer.
Yeah.
And we're getting fucked here in America where it's very difficult to get the same kind of treatment that you can get in Mexico and
Yeah.
in Panama. What they can do here is much more limited. Hopefully in the future they'll release those limitations, but in America you're dealing with a lot of corruption because
Pharmaceutical
orthopedic
companies.
surgeons, pharmaceutical drug companies, they're going to lose a lot of money if they have stem cell treatments because there's so many different things that it could fix.
Even Briggs was just talking about what he said on here, just going at them, and that went viral, which is
Yeah.
good. I just told him, bro, put out a tweet and say, I would never, ever kill myself, ever. I think that's a smart thing to do. Just put that tweet. Nah, because when you start fucking with those guys, pharmaceutical companies, they'll find anything.
Yeah, you get in a
it's
plane crash.
Whoopsie. Oh, how did that happen?
Yeah.
Fuck. There was one. What was the one for me? I put that tweet out one time because I kind of got a little paranoid. Fuck that. So I did this interview with Oscar Willis, right? And I started talking about the whole, this is when Epstein just got arrested. And I was saying like, well, Epstein just got arrested, right? And then Oscar goes, yeah, it's funny how the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard case is getting more attention than that. And I'm like, crazy, isn't it? So this Epstein guy just sold kids or whatever, trafficked them to these rich oligarchs and whatnot. And I was like, what happened to them? What happens to those people? Where's the list?
Yeah.
And then I didn't think anything of it, but then it went viral. And then every year since, it goes viral at least twice or 3 times. I'll see it just circulate again, and I'm just like, oh, fuck. So then I went on Twitter, and I said, I'll say it again, look, what's it? I will never, ever kill myself. I've never even come close. I mean, we all think about it sometimes. Like when I was working this job, you just have like a passing fleeting thought like, oh, if I just jump over this bridge and hurt my leg, I don't have to work for the next 6 months because I hated my last job. But I would never, ever, ever, ever kill myself. I'm not built that way. And I've been there before when, I think 2013, I realized, is this how people feel before they kill themselves? Like how sad they were. And I was like, man, that's sad. That just made me feel sad for those who actually go through with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, I would never kill myself, just in case.
Well, there's enough people commenting on the Epstein case that I don't think you have to worry. But
Yeah.
the people that are in the position to actually know the people's names on the list, those
Yeah.
people are probably in trouble.
Yeah.
Because that's a crazy piece of information to have.
And the fact is that, look,
No one's been tried. No one's been brought up. No one's been discussed. We know who went there. We know flight logs. No one talks about anything. There's no effort to prosecute. There's no effort to. And then you have Ghislaine Maxwell, who's in jail for sex trafficking to who?
that's-
To who? You
that's what
have
I'm
to
saying.
have done it to someone, but there's no effort at all to uncover that.
Yeah, but I'm saying now this year, it's kind of crazy how this year started off with, what's his name, Cat Williams on Shannon Sharp. He starts talking, spilling the tea, sipping the cognac.
Yeah.
And then now this whole P. Diddy thing.
Sometimes you have to tell Diddy no.
Oh, man, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, man.
Sean Diddy Combs' alleged list of accomplishments to be revealed soon. The names will shock you, attorney says. Whoa.
I think he's going to sing, I think
he has to sing or he
Bro,
goes
also,
to
I'll
jail
tell
for
you
the
one
rest of his
thing.
life.
God protects me. I'm so glad God protects me because, look, if I got invited to the white party, I'd have gone.
Especially if you didn't know.
Of course, no one knew. No one
Right.
knew.
If
And
you
then
don't
you
know,
find
you're just
out.
a celebrity, and you know, oh, Jennifer Lopez is going to be there. Oh, Rick
That's what I'm
Ross is
saying.
going to be there. Everyone's going to be there.
And-
That would be a cool place. I want to meet those people.
Facts. And I just want
Yeah.
to be there having fun partying, but then they start to, apparently, they said they were using, I'm going to guess it's like ketamine because they said horse tranquilizer, and they were putting in people's drinks in the champagne and then getting them all loose. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'll tell you a secret. It's just us two, right?
Yeah.
After I knocked out Pereira in Miami, we went to Tootsie's the next night, and they were like, yo, P. Diddy wasn't here watching your fight last night. I was like, wait, word? Crazy. Then I went and checked my DMs, and I saw, oh, shit, he hit me up. And he was talking about 2 months later, I want to do an interview or whatever. And I said, here's my manager's number. Bob, cool. Nothing ever came off it. But again, that's why I say God be protecting me.
Right.
Because who knows? Like, you never know. Oh, yeah, we're having this party later on. Yeah, that's cool. All right, cool. And then they start to, like, you know, you find some chick, you pull on you, and then, boom, oh, how was that 15-year-old? Like, wait, what?
Right. And
Yeah.
you're filmed. Yeah.
I
And
heard
then-
about that, yeah.
He
But
had,
again-
apparently, allegedly,
Yeah,
cameras
all
all over the
allegedly.
house and
1,000 bottles of baby oil.
Yeah. What?
Nobody's that
1,000?
ashy, bro. 1,000. Also, by the way, that's shit lube. Coconut oil is better. Fucking water-based lubricant.
Yeah.
But baby oil is acidic as fuck. Johnson & Johnson's. Like, that's demonic, bro. Like, why would you use baby oil? Even
Old
if you're
school.
fucking dudes. Nah.
Probably started out with it. That's all the bottles.
Nah, that's AI. That's
that
gotta be
AI?
AI. That's gotta be AI.
I don't know if it's AI. I think that's real. I
Bro,
think it
I'm
was
telling-
lube and baby oil. I think you had a variety of different substances.
Who counted that? Was
Look at that.
1,000.
Look at that.
1, 2, 3
Bro,
bottles of
imagine
baby oil.
having
4, 5,
500
6 bottles
bottles.
of baby oil on the wall.
Imagine having 500 bottles and go, we need to go for a
Yeah.
fucking Target run.
Nah, man. Oh, the fact that said it was fucking, what do you call it, Costco, and Costco goes, nah, we don't sell that shit.
What is this? Defaced AR-15s? Interesting. What does that mean? Does that mean
So they scratch the
serial
what do you
numbers
call it
off?
Yeah.
Whoa, that's a serious crime.
Yeah.
That's a serious crime.
But again, see, he's in cahoots with Epstein. And then...
Is he in cahoots with? Was he in cahoots with
Yeah.
Epstein, or was it just a similar type of an
No,
operation?
they were friends.
Really?
Yeah, because Epstein had a fucking on Miami as well. That really private, rich estate in Miami. So they were all in cahoots as well. But again, I think he's gonna sing.
Isn't it crazy? Like, that was always the conspiracy theory, tinfoil hat thing. Oh, there's a place where the elites go to fuck underage kids. You're like, what?
What's his name? Alex Jones.
Alex Jones.
Yeah, he
Alex
was right.
He was right.
He was right about a lot of things.
Almost everything.
Yeah, most.
About almost everything. Fucked up that one. But almost everything else, he was right. But you got to realize that that guy had been uncovering real conspiracies that the media had not covered for
years.
fucking decades. And he was literally having like a psychotic break because of it, because he's just drinking all the time and dealing with the stress.
How
and-
would you, even Kanye, imagine you trying to tell people something
Right.
and then no one believes you and they call you crazy. I'd go crazy just trying to explain to people. Even I can imagine the frustration of trying to explain to
Right.
someone and you're like, no, this is really happening. And they're like, yeah, whatever, you're this and that. And I went down the rabbit hole in 2020. I'll tell you, I did. I had to. And for me, it was just like, I could see the fuckery. Look, this is the mark of the immigrant. It's right here. If you look at any immigrant, it's just like that little dot. It's keloid. It's from a vaccine we all had as kids all over Africa. I can't remember what it was for. So I'm not opposed to vaccines. But when someone's trying to force you or coerce you or whatever into taking something that you're like, you know, something just doesn't feel right about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But again, I grew up in Nigeria. I know how corruption works.
Right.
So, I mean, I'm a law-abiding citizen. You know what I'm saying? I did my part. Yeah, whatever. But still, I just knew something was afoot. So I did my part. I played the game because it's all a game. I got offered different ways to play the game, but I was like, I'll find my own way, and I did. So, yeah, stayed pure, which is good.
Yeah, this whole thing was just money. It was just they were trying to convince everybody they needed a vaccine because they wanted to make enormous amounts of money, and they pulled it off.
And then now, with all the information that's come out, all the deaths, I saw that show, Die Suddenly or whatever.
Yes.
And you see the blood clots from the same time that the vaccines got pushed. Excuse me. And then everyone just goes, oh, well, carry on with my day. It's like, again, I'm frustrated in a sense, but I don't say it because I'm like, we fucking told you.
Yes.
But then I don't need an apology. No one needs an apology, but it's kind of like everyone just, oh, well, I guess that's that. And then carry on with their fucking life.
I was talking to a dude last night who's a veteran who was telling me that the hospital where these veterans get treated, they literally told him we are not allowed to make a connection with any of these adverse side effects to the vaccine. Even ones that are listed as vaccine side effects, they're not allowed to make that connection because they mandated the vaccine.
Yeah.
And this is the real problem. The reason why all these corporations and all these people don't want to talk about it is because they mandated their employees to get vaccinated.
Yeah.
So they, even though there's no liability for the vaccine manufacturers because they're exempt, which is part of the problem why they fucking propose all these things anyway, but then you're not allowed to make the connection with the problem these people are having and the fact that they got vaccinated 2-3 times. You're not even allowed to say that this might have been the cause of it. They're not even allowed to bring up that connection. So they have to just treat whatever this side effect of the vaccine is without talking at all about the vaccine and not give any connection to it.
Isn't that funny?
It's through the looking glass.
Yeah.
It's like we're living in the Matrix, man. It really is. It's like there's complete mind control. And the idea of mind control is like, no, mind control is not real. Of course it's real.
It happens. I've seen it. So many bots, bro. Like sometimes I move through life and I feel like, look, we are all born like as players in this game, but everyone gets kind of programmed through schooling or whatever, education system, society, and then they just become bots. And I can see it as well. Because when I was bringing it up and I'd say something, even people I really love and trust sometimes, and they'd instantly, they call it Agent Smith syndrome. And they decide, no, actually this and that, right. And I'm like.
But you know why that is? Because they got vaccinated and they
wanna bring you in
told
their
people
club.
to get vaccinated, and they don't want to believe they made the bad decision, and they don't want to believe they coerced other people into making a bad decision. So they want to come up with all sorts of reasons why all these health problems and all these, and then the overall all-cause mortality increase, which is through the roof. In some age brackets, it's 40% increase in all-cause mortality, strokes, cancer, heart attacks. All these things have gone through the roof, and no one is making a connection.
Must be just, the food people are eating. People just ignore it.
It's just money.
Even some people like that did get it, they tell me they regret getting it.
Yeah, most
so many
people.
times they say, I regret getting it, but I had to because if not, my job was going to fire me. Then I had to. And the fucking gaslighting thing, our former fucking prime minister, she did, I don't believe we coerced anyone into getting it. I don't. Yeah. And I'm like, bitch, you literally said if you don't get this, you can't go grocery shopping. Yeah. Can't go to restaurants. You can't do
work.
that. Can't work. So your livelihood gone. But then I don't think we forced anyone. We didn't force your hand. Like when people do, that's the ultimate form of gaslighting. You're just like, in our face.
The pressure was incredible. The pressure was incredible. And, I felt it in the weirdest way because I saw people lying about me on CNN. I was like, this is crazy.
Or the horse tranquilizer thing.
Was horse dewormer. They changed the color of my face. They made me look yellow and sick on television. Yeah. I'm like, if you do that to me, and by the way, no one gave a fuck that I got better real quick. That was the craziest part about it. Isn't this supposed to be about recovering from a disease? Here you got a guy who's recovered in 3 days and is telling you all the shit he took, and you're lying.
You still try to like superimpose that sepia kind of filter over you. The one that got me, because we still traveled during 2020, I did 4 of those MIQ quarantines. The one where you go back to your own country and then you have to quarantine in a hotel for 2 weeks before you get let back into society. My coach usually did 9. A lot of those. He even told me, Israel, that last one. Luckily, the last one, he was able to do it in his house, but then his family had to go live somewhere else for 2 weeks. He was just grateful he had it in his house. My last one, I remember I went outside for our fucking daily outside for, 40 minutes or whatever. Sometimes we get shipped onto the playpen on a bus, like prisoners or whatever. And then I remember everyone was doing these circles, just walking in a circle. And I almost did a full circle one time, and I was like, what the fuck am I doing? And then I went back into my room, and I stayed in my room for the remaining 11 days because I just felt like this was too much. And then also the one that got me was third one. This lady had a kid, and she may be paraplegic or whatever. She had a neurological disease. And then the kid had a seizure while the mom was having a smoke somewhere. The kid had a seizure. And one of the guys went and helped the mom with the kid. And the officer that helped the mom with the kid, they put him in quarantine for 3 days because he didn't have the correct PPE gear on. So that let me know this isn't about looking after people. It's about punishing this guy for disobeying the law because he didn't have so wait, someone's having a seizure. Hold up, miss. Let me go put on this fucking overall and tape my gloves on this.
While this kid's dying.
Exactly.
Right.
So and they punished him for that. So that let me know, like, okay, this is fuckery. This is afoot.
Well, I remember when Dan Hooker had fought over here, and then there was a picture of him being on the side of a fence looking at his daughter.
Yeah.
It was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
He couldn't see his daughter for like 2 weeks.
Eugene had the same thing. He had a newborn at the time. So I have a picture of him with his wife and his son on the other side as well. And then you're just separating families, all that kind of stuff. Look, I like my alone time. I might seem like a social butterfly, and I am. I can do both. But I love my alone time, and I like being inside. But when you have too much alone time, that's bad. Mm-hmm. I didn't like that because then you start to go in your head with all these other things. I mean, I didn't go crazy, but I was dancing on the edge.
Well, that was a lot of
I
things.
enjoyed it.
People on Twitter lost their fucking mind because they were on Twitter all day long, locked in their house during quarantine for, months and months at a time, just literally getting mentally ill, just
Facts.
reading Twitter and attacking people and then blaming all these people that are unvaccinated on all the problems of the world.
They just put us against each other.
Yeah.
Constantly. Nah,
I just hope people don't do that again. I hope people realize, like, hey, no one benefited from that. No one got better. it didn't help anybody survive. It was all bullshit.
I hope there's another lockdown.
Really?
But yeah, just for like a month. I think, okay, look, every year, at least for 2 weeks, or even some places maybe a month, just, all right, shut everything down, everyone go. It was good. Like, you get to spend time with your family or the people you live with and realize, do I fuck with these people or do I not? And then also build relationships, end relationships, things like that. The whole world got better. The fucking ocean got cleaner. So I think it's good. Lockdown was good for that when it was like, okay, but not for extended periods like 6 months or whatever. That was crazy.
It's terrible for the economy.
Yeah.
Even a lockdown for a month is terrible for the economy.
How so?
And it takes a long time to recover.
Oh, sure.
When everything seizes and you're not getting any packages in, like right now there's a Teamsters and Longshoremen strike in America, which means all the docks, all the shipments are coming in. No one's moving nothing. Everything's
I think it's
locked
still order
down.
Amazon just for 2 weeks.
No.
Damn,
No.
really?
Eventually, that's all going to lock down. Eventually, there's going to be nothing. If these guys keep going, it's going to cripple the economy. I don't know. Right now, it's only been a couple of days, but the head of the Longshoremen's Union was talking about what effect it's going to have, and he basically say, "I will
Why are they
crush
doing
you."
it?
Because they want more money.
Okay.
They feel like they have a more valuable position than they're being compensated for, and this is
they're
the
gonna
best
show
way
them.
they can negotiate. Like, you guys need to understand how valuable we are to your society. You take us for granted.
Yeah.
You don't want to give us what's fair, and so we're going to fuck you.
Sure.
And they haven't had a lockdown like that since
50
1977.
years apparently.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay, so it's a real one.
It's a real one.
Damn.
It's a scary one, too, because they have an immense power, and they haven't flexed it before, and they're flexing it now. And they're flexing it like right before an election, which is who knows what kind of effect that's going to have. Because if the economy tanks because of that, and they can blame Biden and Kamala Harris, it could get crazy.
Yeah. I will see. When that start? Like a week ago, 2 weeks ago?
A couple days ago.
Oh, really?
I think it was October 1st.
Shit.
Yeah.
Interesting. I always like it when, look, I love America, but I like watching it from New Zealand. I love, like, when I come here, I love the food, like the fucking, Shake Shack, just delicious. Like last night, took so long for this burger or something, Austin, to get to our hotel. But then when it got there, we just smashed like all these smash burgers. I ate 3 of them. So good. And I go back home and I eat clean and I get my body right again. But here, I love it. Even when Trump won, I was stuck here in San Diego for about 8 weeks. That's when I went to Atos Jiu-Jitsu and I got really, really good at Jiu-Jitsu for a while. Me and my teammates, we just thought like when Trump wins, we need to have food for 4 days because it's going to be fucking crazy. The street's going to, because from where we are in New Zealand, the camera only shows you this. So Trump wins, we're looking outside like, okay, it's safe, cool, nothing's really happening. You see, Trump flags on someone's lawn, Biden, whatever on someone's lawn still. It's fine. But then someone explained to me that even the Capitol riots, in D.C., they face the cameras this way. If you just turn the cameras this way, you'll see the rest of the street just normal. So from New Zealand, when we see what's happening here, it's just the biggest, craziest sitcom. And again, like I said, I love America, but I like watching it from New Zealand. But I do enjoy being here. But again, watching it from New Zealand, we have our own chaos to deal with, but this one is just juicy.
It's a different kind of chaos. The whole world's watching. That's what's different because America's such a weird country that the whole world is watching when we have elections.
Even, look, Trump just got almost assassinated.
Twice.
What?
There was a second assassination attempt.
No.
Yeah, there was a guy who got caught with an AK-47. He was hiding in the bushes for 12 hours, got in a shootout with the Secret Service.
I missed all this.
Yeah, because they took it in and out of the news in like a heartbeat.
There was a shootout.
No, the Secret Service shot at him. He fled. I don't think he shot at the Secret Service. He fled, and then they caught him.
Was this before or after
After.
After. Okay, I see.
So this is a guy who's a real lunatic. He went over Ukraine to fight for the Ukraine forces. It's a crazy person.
Okay.
And this guy was somehow or another armed to the tits, even though it's illegal for him to be carrying a gun. He's a convicted felon. Damn. And he almost assassinated Trump. And it was out of the news cycle in a couple of days.
I missed that completely. I didn't even know about that. This is news to me.
They gloss over it. They don't give a fuck.
But again, how do you gloss over that? The one with when he got shot and he just turned his ear.
Crazy.
There's so many things fucked up with that. You know why? I mean, I'm sure you've already talked about this with other people, but it's just the fact that it's just they apparently saw him on the roof for 9 minutes or something beforehand and just watched him. So many things that just go.
Everything's wrong with that one.
Yeah.
Everything's wrong. It wasn't really Secret Service. A lot of those are Homeland Security.
The lady with the gun that she kept on.
Fumbling with the gun. Full panic. Yeah, the whole thing was madness. And the fact that went out of the news cycle real quickly, too. Nobody cares about the fact they almost killed that guy.
Now it's about the debate.
Yeah. And they went right back to calling him a threat to democracy, a threat to our society. And like, hey, who was that kid? How did he die? What happened there? How did he get a hold of those detonators? How did his apartment get completely professionally scrubbed? When they went to that kid's house, there was no silverware. His house was professionally scrubbed.
And he lived by himself. Isn't he a teenager?
20 years old.
Oh, okay.
Meanwhile, he was in a BlackRock commercial.
BlackRock, the company?
Yeah, he was in a BlackRock commercial.
Okay.
And then, dude, there's so much to that story. And here's the thing. If he kills Trump and then they kill him, who knows? It's all lost. It's all in the wind.
Yeah.
Oh, lone shooter, crazy person. Unfortunately, got a hold of Trump. You know what we need to do? Take everyone's guns.
Yeah.
Because gun violence is a real problem in this country. You know it's also a problem? Mind control. Like, what did you do to that kid? What drugs was he on? No toxicology examination. They burned his body in 10 days.
Really?
FBI took a hold of his body.
So they didn't even bury him?
No, they fucking cremated his ass.
Fuck. See, this is what I like. I just get the popcorn. I just go,
It's nuts. It's because he would have been Lee Harvey Oswald too. I mean, just like Lee Harvey Oswald allegedly shoots JFK. Jack Ruby walks up to him, bam, shoots him. He's dead. What happened? Who knows?
That's the whole magic bullet theory. Again, I've gone down that rabbit hole to a point where I saw that it might have been the driver.
Nah.
No?
Nah.
Okay.
Nah.
So is that clip
shooters.
AI?
Yeah, that's bullshit. Multiple shooters for sure. Most likely people in the grassy knoll, and most likely probably somebody from where Oswald was as well. It might have even been Oswald. Oswald might have taken a shot as well.
Fuck, I saw this video. See, this is the thing. You can't trust shit these days.
No.
Bro, I swear next year, I think next year it'll be when it's like you have to really know what you're watching. I'll have to question everything. Because now it's fingers, text, I can kind of, that's a bullshit. And also there's a little texture. There's a texture with the AI videos, and I'm like, That's AI. And
For
I can-
now, yeah.
Next
it's gonna
year,
get
it's-
better and better.
bruh.
Yeah, I got to piss. Let's take a leak real quick.
No
Come
worries.
right back.
Yeah, I'll take a piss as well.
With
Talking
what?
about my documentary. It's great. So we're talking. What were we talking about before? Oh, we just went on a tangent about fucking chemtrails and shit. No, but I was just telling Jamie about my documentary. I said like he should watch it as well. I said even if it wasn't about me, I'd still recommend it because it was a well-made, not so sporty films. Like one of the best pictures I got sent was this lady knitting on a plane, and then watching it, and I thought that was like an old lady. Not her demographic watching MMA. She's watching me through the documentary knitting because it was something that it was different.
When did they start filming this?
They came on board 2018. We started talking, and then they came on board with their cameras. But Jeff St. Lair, who is my videographer, works for Zuck now. Literally does everything, but yeah, he had a lot of behind the scenes footage, and we just put it all together, talking about my kind of rise in this game, but also dealing with the pressures of all this, you know, because there's no book on how to be famous.
Right.
I had to learn this on my own. I had to learn this myself.
What was the most difficult part of it for you?
For me, I think people. I just didn't expect that. I knew I wanted to be. When you grow up, you think I want to be rich and famous. Like when the MTV Cribs era,
Right.
the Pimp My Ride era. I thought, when I'm rich, I'm gonna have 7 cars, one for every day of the week. I'm gonna have this many houses. Have real estate now differently, but also I only need 2 cars. I'm like, there's all these other stuff that comes through. Also, I'm not a car person like you. I just like Hot Wheels. But now I can buy
Don't
one
you
of
have
them
the
ones.
McLaren though?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. My best reaction when I wrapped it was I love seeing little boys be like, when they see
Right,
it, yeah.
yeah.
But now I've put it back to black, and I'm gonna do something different to it later on with some airbrushing. Not me, my guy Matty Bro. But yeah, it was just people. There's even a bit in this documentary where they would just film me one day, and then these kids are like, they just drove by my house and oh my God, and they beeped the horn. And it kind of gave me a fright, and they came to my door, and then the camera was filming. So it's in the documentary, and I explained to them, like, oh, it's cool, let's take a photo, rah, rah, rah. But then it got to a point where it'd be like 9 p.m., 10 p.m., and then,
Yeah.
oh, it's Stylebender home? Because my house, my front door was accessible to the street. That was my first house I ever bought. Now, David lives there. That's his home, and I live in this fucking complex that has a gate and a code. So if you have to get to my front door, you have to be there. And yeah, just dealing with people was the main thing for me because I didn't expect the attention I was getting. I was expecting it, but I guess the variable of the unknown. So yeah, I just had to learn how to protect my energy and protect some boundaries. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like today after lunch, excuse me, I'd say yes to photos, but if I feel like, say I'm at the airport, if I say yes to, you've had this before, we say yes to one and people are like, oh, he's taking photos, and it becomes like a zombie apocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yo, I gotta go somewhere. So if I tell someone like, yo, I can't right now, if I say yes to you, I gotta say, oh, please, just one. And I'm like, it's not just one.
Right. You don't understand.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
I'm the asshole, but I love my fans and I love people who actually support me, and I try and make time for them, but then also I have to make time for me.
Yeah.
Because I've been there before where it's pretty much I'm just there, and then like, oh, my turn, my
Right.
turn. I'm like, bro, I'm not even having fun. I don't even have kids yet, but when I have kids, that's when I'm gonna be like, nah.
Yeah, my youngest daughter won't have it. She grabbed me and dragged me away.
Good.
Like when people try to take photographs, she hates it.
Good.
My middle daughter doesn't bother her that much, but the youngest daughter, she gets fucking angry. Like they're stealing my daddy's attention from me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
For me, even if if I go on a date or whatever and someone sees me and tries to take a photo, I just go, I'm on her time right now. You have to ask her. Or if I'm with my family, I just say no.
Especially when you're sitting down having dinner. That's crazy. When they come up to the table, like, come on, man, get the fuck out
I
of
think
here.
it's social awareness this day and age, and everyone. And you know what? It's funny. I can feel it coming once they see me because they look like they're about to pull out a gun.
Right.
That's what it feels like. Every time they
Right.
do it, I'm just like, and I say yes to most of it, but there's times I'll say no. So that would be, I'd say, the most difficult thing so far was just dealing with people. But again, I do like people, but also I don't like some people. Some people just so entitled. They just come up at you, and it's just like,
They
bro,
feel like you owe them something because they know who you are.
I'm like, you're not even a fan. Sometimes it's this thing where they just see people taking photos. Like, I want a photo too.
Right.
I'm like, you don't even know what I do. But like, oh, can I get one, please? I'm like,
Yeah, who are you?
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. You know why? I like it when someone doesn't genuinely know who I am. But when they, oh, I'm sorry, I don't know who you are. I'm like, it's okay. My name's Israel, because I got to meet them on a first name basis.
Right.
But one of the best ones and the best replies I gave one time was these 3 chicks and two guys. They were just, oh my God, fan. And one of them was like, excuse me, but who are you? I was like, I'm no.
It's always a girl.
Yeah. And then she came back again like 3 more times. So like, excuse me, but like, who are you? I don't even know who you are. And I was like, bitch, I don't know who you are. And then her face was just like, and I just left it alone. But again, I prefer meeting people on a first name basis.
Right.
It makes me feel like I get to know you and you get to know me without some preconceived notion of what you've seen on TV or YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
But
love when someone doesn't know who I am now.
Me
now
too.
It's nice. Now I can have a regular conversation with
Amen.
someone. Like,
Amen.
what do you do? You're like, oh, I'm a comedian. Oh, have you
Yeah.
ever been on television?
Yeah.
A couple of times. Oh, I'll look out for you.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
No, I like those because then that
easy.
way it's just
Just
it's
the
easy
two
and it's
people
real.
talking to each
it's
other.
real.
I like what you said, protect your energy, because that's
Yeah.
really what it is. Because if you give up your energy to everyone, you will get lost.
Yeah.
You will get lost.
I learned that the week before the Robert Whittaker fight in Melbourne. So I had this epiphany, and then did the fight, did well, and again, you know how I told you after my UFC debut, it was all this attention and stimulus. And when I went home, boom.
Right.
And for like a month, I just felt sad. And I'm thinking, like, nothing's wrong. I'm so fucking, like, I should be happy. I should be happy.
Right.
And that's when I started going to therapy. But then I learned through the techniques and tools I've got from that how to protect myself. So before the Rob fight, I felt the same thing again because my girl at the time had to drag me away from the after party because I hid in the after party. I hid in the toilet.
Ooh.
I had a drink. And
Jesus Christ.
Put all the seats down, just sat there. And then she's like, where are you? Where? I'm like, I'm in the toilet. So I just sent her a text, and she's like, nah, I'm coming to grab you. So we went to go get ramen somewhere. And then at the hotel, before I flew out, I just put out something on my story saying, look, guys, I appreciate the love and all that. If you see me, you can come say what's up. But if you come yelling at me, I'm just going to walk away. It's the yelling thing. And I think that's learned behavior. They say, oh, my God,
Yeah.
Joe Rogan, same rhetoric. I'm a huge fan. I've loved you since this. I've watched you since this. And it's the same, like, bot responses.
Yeah.
NPC responses, and they're yelling. But if someone just comes up like, hey, man, I'm a big fan. Do you mind if I take a pic? Cool, let's go. And they make it quick. They're ready. They're not going, oh, excuse me. What are you doing here?
Right.
I'm just like, yo, don't hold me hostage. Let's just go. Like, take the picture. I like those. But if we have a genuine connection and I vibe with someone and we end up talking for like 5 minutes, even better. But you can't try and facilitate that. But yeah, it's when people come.
And then they hang around, and then they won't leave. Yeah.
And I'm just, don't hold me hostage with your conversation.
Do you remember the first time you met a famous person?
You. I did something real silly. You will remember this. And I this is another one of those things. I can tell you now because we're boys. But I met you at UFC 192 when Dan fought Yair. And I met you backstage at the weigh-ins. And then I came to say what's up. And then I did fucking bought shit, bro. Then I was like, bro, do you remember my friend Chris? He took a photo with you and it's a video, huh? And you're like, yeah, a lot of people do that. And I was like, oh yeah, let's take this picture. And then for the next like 5 hours, idiot, why'd you say that? And I just felt cringe, but I got over it eventually. But again, it's one of those things that you learn. Yeah, certain things I learned, even with Snoop one time at Staples Center, when it was a Staples Center, I ended up smoking with him, but then I filmed it. And then afterwards, I remember thinking like, why did you do that? Like, you should have just enjoyed the fucking moment.
Right.
And I cringe at myself when I'm like, oh, who doesn't want to fucking smoke with Snoop Dogg?
Right.
But why did I have to film it so I can show people? I don't even think did I post it? I did post it. Yeah, of course I posted it. But yeah, but again, it's one of those things I learned now. So there's people I've met, places I've been now that I enjoyed the experience, and it is what it is. I don't need a photo.
Right.
It's in here. I've taken snapshots.
Well, but you've had all those experiences. That's where I give people grace when they're first meeting me. It's like, I get it. I remember the first time I met someone famous. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's a weird feeling. You know,
you don't remember that one, do you?
I don't.
Good. For the next 5 hours or to the next day, I think the fight's here the next day, I was just like, okay, then I kind of got over it. And I just think, and I told Chris when I went home, I was like, yeah, I told him about that, and I felt so stupid. It's like, But I know now it's better because when I meet people I really appreciate, I don't geek out or whatnot. Even if it's some, I'm just like, yo, that's that person. I kind of birdwatch them. And if they recognize me, one of the coolest ones was Eminem in Saudi Arabia because everyone was trying to get a photo. And then my guy, Ike, security, just goes, hey, Israel, will I take a photo? He goes, oh, yo, what's up? And he came and took a photo with me. And out of everyone, he let me take a photo with him. So I was like, yeah, I felt cool because it's Eminem, you know what I mean? So things like that I'll appreciate. And certain moments like that I appreciate. But I don't force it. I don't try and facilitate it. I just let it be. I just let it be. And if I get it, cool. And I don't need it. That's the thing. You don't need to take a photo for everything. Just enjoy the moment.
Just enjoy the moment.
Enjoy the interaction. Enjoy the energy.
But I understand the weirdness of meeting someone famous because I do remember it. It's just it's an odd feeling. You don't know what to do. You feel weird. You say dumb things. You don't know why you're saying them. And then you're like, what did I just do?
I'm better now. The coolest one I think I had was Trump. Where was this? Vegas at the fights. I haven't even, the clip was one of the UFC's thing, documentaries. And I saw him, I was like, oh, yo, America's Last Hope, what's up? I dapped him up. And Dana's there just smiling. And then we're talking, we just dapping up and talking. And then he's like, I enjoyed your fight, this and that, right? And it wasn't weird because, again, I can understand, like, I'm meant to be here now.
Right.
Sometimes I get imposter syndrome. Sometimes it still creeps in. I don't know if you still get it.
Yeah.
It still creeps in, but I know how to identify it now.
Yeah.
And I go, right, I'm going to shut it down like any emotion. But, yeah, that was one of the cooler ones I had where I was like, okay, I handled myself well. I wasn't an idiot. And many other ones. But, yeah, the ones, and there will be more.
I used to get imposter syndrome so bad.
Yeah?
Where I meet people, I'm like, I can't believe you know who I am. I got to hide. You shouldn't know who I am.
Oh, yeah.
I know who you are. You should know me. I'm a fucking loser.
I felt that a little bit yesterday, but I went to the mothership. A little bit. But again, you watch it on YouTube all the time. You're like, oh my God, me and my boys like, we're here. This is cool. And then only for a little bit, but I realized I'm meant to be here because everyone's standing around me. I'm kind of having to hold court, but I kind of just want to shut up and just be like,
yeah,
this is cool.
Just enjoy.
Yeah, but everyone's around me, and I was just cool. And Ari was the man, bro. He's just he's a funny dude. So tall, and talking about kickboxing with him, and yeah. But I'll probably head there tonight, see what's up, and I'll try and.
It's a fun place.
Not geek out so much.
Yeah.
Play it cool. Play
it cool. Yeah. That's a fun place. We have so many people roll through too. It's so interesting. Like all of a sudden, Jelly rolls there.
Yeah.
You know.
Now you guys did it, man. Like you literally, I think it was Ron White that kind of started the idea, and then all of you started to just march to Austin one by one.
Yeah, he came here before the pandemic.
Yeah.
And he was the one who put it in my head because, Ron was, I fucking love it here. It's easy to travel. It's
I can see
in the middle
why.
of the country. It's a beautiful place. No traffic. People are nice.
I just came back from LA, so the contrast is definitely, you can see it.
Oh, it's so much better here. And it's better for comedy. It's just because it's the only club in the country that's owned by a comedian. So it's free. It's like you can be yourself. There's no executives or producers. Yeah, it's just me. I don't even have any partners.
So wait.
It's just me.
Excuse me. When you say that, you mean like, do people have to pay at other comedy clubs to perform there?
Only when you're very, very beginning, and it's corrupt comedy clubs that you have to pay for stage time. Yeah, that's not normal. That's something taking advantage of amateurs so they can make extra money, so they could justify open mic nights and stuff like that. But that's not a lot of clubs. Most clubs, you have amateur nights. They all should have it, but we have 2 nights. We have 2 nights of open mic nights. So we just want to make it a real place where people can develop.
Yeah.
From the very beginning, you could do your first set on stage ever at the mothership and eventually headline there someday.
I've seen it. Cam Patterson, some of these guys, they start there and now they just
killing it. Yeah, hard work.
Yeah,
hard work, just grinding. That kid's in that club every fucking night. He's traveling all over the place, all over town, doing different clubs, going on the road. He's making the most of the experience.
And for someone like me, just a fan of comedy in general, it's fun to see the process of them starting up. And then, because I used to listen to Kill Tony, my old job, just so I didn't go postal. I was just like, sit there with my headphones in and the hoodie on just to hide it so they don't know I'm doing it. I'm just like, and then now to see where it's become. And then, word on the street is they go, coming up. And I'm like, oh, shit. So it's going to be on there, and then it's going to be even bigger. You know what I mean? It's fun to see that. And I've seen a lot of comics, like, just grow. Mm-hmm. And then seeing the sets develop, all that kind of thing. And look, I know how hard it is now just watching that. Because you think, oh, I've made a joke before. I can do it. Nah. And seeing people bomb on Kill Tony after just 60 seconds, I just like, fuck all that. I'd fight in front of millions of people, but to stand in front of a crowd and try and make them laugh, just that,
It's a weird kind of rejection.
Thank you. That's what it is.
Feeling.
It's like, oh,
feeling.
shit, that didn't land. Escape. You can't do shit. You're just like, nah, fuck this shit.
But you also see other people can do it, so you got to figure out a way to do it, and that's part of the challenge of it all. It's why it's so exciting to succeed.
Yeah, I'll leave that to you guys, the expert. Yeah.
It's hard, but it's also fun. I mean, it's the most fun thing to do for a living, and you could do it forever.
All the
you
time.
don't have to rely on your body being fit enough to do it. Fighting is so unique because there's a small window. You have from 18 to maybe 38 if you're lucky, or you could be a Yoel Romero and compete like deep into your 40s, but he's the rarest of the rare, or Bernard Hopkins, world championship level at 50. Crazy. But those are the outliers. For most people, there's a small window.
Make the most of it. Make as
and in
much
MMA,
money
that
as you
window's
can.
the smallest.
Yeah.
It's the smallest of all the combat sports.
That even make it to the top.
Yeah, man. God, think about how
Filter
many
out.
guys have an amateur fight versus how many guys like make it to just a world title fight. Just to fight for a world title. And forget about defending the world title.
Yeah.
Like what you've done is like the rarest of the rarest of the rare, and then win it back again. It's so rare.
Yeah, but I've seen people throughout the walks of life and gyms I've trained at that I'm like, I think you're better than me, but they just never made it. They never got the experience or the exposure. Also, when the lights are on, they shut down.
Yeah.
And they don't show up. And I'm like, you're better than this. But again,
Gym champions.
Yeah,
that's a real thing, man. With people that perform so well with no pressure, and then when that pressure's on, they're like 30% of what they are. You see them make the mental mistakes. You see them rush in, and it's weird.
It takes skill to learn how to perform under the lights, but also you have to have that thing. Like you have to know you're that guy, or you have to have that belief in yourself. So, again, I'm glad I've done it, and I'm glad I'm doing it. But now I'm just like, I just want to fight. I just want to fight, have fun. And again, it's weird. Like, I just know that fucking gold belt always circles back around. I don't chase it, never have, and I knew it would always be there at some point. But yeah, it will. And in a moment, bro, if I'm not happy with what I've done in this game, what's going to make me happy?
Right. How could you be? Right?
Exactly.
Think about how many times you defended the title, you won the title, you beat the greatest guys of your generation. How could you not be happy with what you've done already?
But I still feel great. And again, when fighters talk about, I lost the belt, I felt this pressure lifted, whatever. I never felt that when I lost it in MSG. I was just like, I'm gonna fight this guy again, and I got it back. But then when I lost it, not to Strickland, but even this last one is the only time when I was just like, I wasn't a champ, I guess. But when this last fight was the first time I felt that, like, well. But I still feel like I'm that guy because a lot of people will still have that target on my back because I'm Israel Adesanya. But having to fight for the belt, having to fight with that thing, I don't know. This is the first time I've ever felt that where I'm like, meh, I'm good. So I'm just going to see what happens, train, get better, and fight again at some point.
Just concentrate on the task instead of this whole thing of the titles. And
because I feel like when you have the title, there's spotlight on you. There still is a spotlight on me, but it's not the same thing. And now I get to enjoy a little bit more, almost freedom in a sense. But I've heard fighters talk about it heaps. So again, for me, I never felt it till recently that I'm like, I get what they mean now when they talk about the pressure. The pressure's still there, but it's not the same. And I'm like, cool, I get to just fight for me now. I get to have fun. Yeah, I want to try some crazy shit. Like, I actually want to fight and just do I want to go back to the way I used to fight when we didn't have so much on the line, because it's not just about me, it's about the people that are around me that, I have to Not have to, but you know, like if I do good, everybody eats. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So now that we still do good, we still eat, but it's like, fuck the belt. We'll just have fun. So I just want to go back to having fun. The way I used to fight when I was a young fucking schizo fritterer who just did shit for fun. Like the fucking Tavares fight, end of round 1, I'm like, I'm going to try a Minari roll. See what that does. And I kind of missed it. But yeah, I'm going to bring that back. I kind of want to do that kind of shit again just because.
So do you think that, like, as the stakes are higher, the pressure is more, and it just restricts your creativity? It restricts your ability to just be loose?
It didn't at first, but the longer you defend the belt, it happened to Anderson as well. I saw it because I watched Anderson's rise, and I saw even to the point where people wanted him to lose, just because he was so great.
Right.
It was just, and then it's just that natural thing where people build you up because they want to tear you down. Mm-hmm. And I felt that happen to me as well. They're like, we just want to see him lose. And when it happened, they're like, yeah. And then when I won it again, it was like, yeah. And I lost it, they're like, yeah. So it's just natural.
Yeah.
It's natural way of, I don't know, the mob of humans or whatever, the fans. It's just how it is, the Coliseum.
Well, there's always a bunch of people that don't like that you've accomplished something they will never accomplish.
Oh, there's always them.
Yeah. And so they do want to watch you fall because it
Yeah.
makes them feel better about their lack of success.
What did Dave say? Someone rejoices when a great man falls.
Yeah.
It was a great quote he had
The
in one of
cowards.
the specials. The cowards, yeah.
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 That's the truth.
Yeah, facts. I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've even felt it as well. Like when you're just like, I wonder what will happen if he loses. Like it'll just shake the whole landscape of things up. So you just wonder. Like I felt it, I think with Floyd. I just wonder, not that I wanted him to lose because I'm a big Floyd fan, but I was just like, what would happen if he lost this fight? You're like, oh shit. But that's what makes it exciting. Mm-hmm. You never know. But yeah, anyway, I'm just here now and I'm just like, cool, let's have fun. Let's fight. Let's just get some, some good matchups. But again, I'm in a spot now that you've got Rob Kamzat fighting, DDP and Sean are going to fight, and I can't think of who else.
Is DDP and Sean set in stone?
I think it's not set in stone, but it's what they're looking at. Yeah.
When is that supposed to take place?
Next year sometime, but I'm trying to get something in this year. So we'll see. There's already a few call-outs, here and there. But
Like who?
The guy that just won in France, I forget his name. Did he win not the main event? Imanov. Yeah, he said something, and I'm like, we'll see. It'll be a good fight. It'll be fun. But again, what has he done? He beat Brandon Allen, And is that 5-round worthy? Because I'm never doing 3 rounds again. All my fights are probably going to be 5. If I ever do a 3-round again, fuck, let's go.
Would you want to? Because there's some 3-rounders that I feel like we got robbed that it wasn't a 5-rounder, like Saryukian and Charles Oliveira. That was That was a good example of that.
Scrap. That was
such
scrap.
a crazy
I was there
fight.
live as well.
Oliveira almost caught him a couple times
He went
with
flat at that
submissions.
point.
Yeah,
Oh.
man, and lost a controversial decision, very close decision. And then I feel like you give him 2 more rounds, who knows what would happen?
Yeah.
Another one was Hamzat and Kamaru.
Oh, yeah.
That 3rd round,
Crazy.
Kamaru was coming on strong.
Off the couch as well.
Yeah, off the couch, 10 days.
Yeah.
10 days notice.
Crazy.
Fighting at 85,
Yeah.
170-pound champion, right off the title loss. And then, 3rd round he wins, and you're like, God, what would have happened 4th and 5th?
Yeah, that's when some people come alive. It's like, let's
especially
go.
champions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do 5, but again, I say 3. I just feel like I would fight like a bat out of hell. I just feel like it would be different. But again, it's not even. I do enjoy the time in the cage, but even training for 5-round fights, a lot of people train for 3-round fights, but they don't understand. Everyone wants to be champion, so you got to train for 5 rounds, and it's like, oh shit, you got to do this shit. You have 5 rounds of the spider circuit. Oh shit, that's where you find out the men from the boys. You separate. So yeah, I do like a 5-round fight, and also you don't get paid by the round, so sometimes fights end like that. So yeah, that's up to you. Yeah.
So do you have a timeline of when you would like to fight again, how many fights you would like to have? Because I know you're 35 now. How long do you think you're going to do this?
I don't know. Like I said, I thought I would be 34 and I'm done with this. I always just thought when I'm 34, I'm done. But then I'm here now and I feel great. So I'm like, let's see. 3 more years, who knows? Who knows? Fucking kid might come out of nowhere. I'm like, oh shit, I'm done with this game.
Is there any fights that like Strickland that you'd like to do again?
Oh yeah, Strickland and DDP. Strickland won definitely because that fight was not me. And again, I don't make excuses. It was just another Dave Chappelle quote. You have to realize when it's your time. I can't remember. He's such a fucking philosopher with it. He said something about like when it's your time, you have to know when and be humble enough to know when it's someone else's. You know what I mean? That was just his week. That was just his and everything. So I just, his time, let him have it. But I definitely know what I can do. And I took his best shots, and I just know, like, yeah, I can take this guy. I know what I can do. Not similar to the Pereira one where I was winning, but this one I definitely know what I can do with this guy. Yeah.
So it was that one shot that cracked you in that first round that changed the whole momentum of that fight?
Yeah. Straight punches beat looping on linear punches. He caught me good. And in the moment, I remember thinking, like, oh, shit, this nigga's hitting me. Oh, shit, he's hitting me. And I went to Mark Goddard, like, you see the picture, like, I'm okay.
Right.
And then even he told me my next fight with DDP, he's like, don't do that. Don't have to do that. You just have to find a way out. But it was hitting me, and I was thinking, like, oh, shit, this is really happening. Fuck. And I had to fight out the position and just get back on him. But, yeah.
How much damage did he do in that exchange?
In that exchange, not really much. Just the one shot. The one shot was the one that got me. But the rest was just kind of like, nothing really got through. It was just a lot of flurries, and it looked violent. But that's why I was able to look at Mark and be like, yeah, we're good. But, yeah, that'll come back. I'll see what happens with him and DDP. He could win, beat him. And then,
we almost won the first time.
Yeah, it was close.
It
was close.
Very close.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was a rough fight. Even at the end, they were just swinging. I was just like,
they had nothing left in the tank. Like you see Strickland, it's like it was all arms.
Yeah.
There was nothing in the tank.
Yeah.
They emptied out.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens in that fight. And yeah, at the moment, I kind of like the feeling of not knowing, because sometimes people ask, who are you going to fight next? When are you going to fight again? I'm like, I don't know. I'm just chilling. So again, I'm just going to keep training, and sometimes short notice shit happens, you know what I mean? And it's like, well, I'm already in shape. Fuck, let's go.
Right.
Yeah. But we'll see.
So stay ready.
Yeah, stay ready. Like I said, I've done the testing already, and I know where I'm at. After this, I'm going to go get some work in. And yeah, even on the road, I love this food there, but fuck. I know when I get home, I'm going to have to take all this off. And I know it will come off because I've got, good nutritionists now and stuff. But yeah, I just try to stay ready.
You guys don't have barbecue in New Zealand?
We do. Oh, yeah. No,
you have like a Terry Black's in New Zealand?
Yeah, they have. Just even the food there, I think the quality is different, but also I try to stay off Uber Eats as much as possible. Now I have Matt cooking for me, so if I want something, I'll see something on the reels. Matt, can you please make this? He'll be like, yeah, cool, boom, and he'll just make it that night.
And you don't have to worry about bullshit in it.
Yeah, in camp it'll be healthy, but right now I can stretch my legs a little bit, add some cheese, whatever. But yeah, I just stay ready. That's the main thing. Just stay ready.
Your camp, that city kickboxing gym, is what a fucking gym that is. Like, there's so many killers coming out of that. And Oldberg now on the rise.
Yeah.
God damn, that dude's good.
Yeah.
There's so many.
Yeah.
He's so tall and dangerous. There's so many good fighters coming out of there now.
Even recently, we had Cam, Aaron Toe, and then Navajo fight on the Contender Series. Navajo was the only one to get a contract. He got it with Hook, actually. I don't know if you saw that fight.
I didn't.
Yeah, Navajo Sterling. He knocked out the guy in the second round, so now he's in the UFC. He got a contract, and he's going to fight this year, I think in December. So he's already in camp for his next fight because he was kind of fresh coming off that fight. So, yeah, he's another guy that... That's him, yeah. The guy in the red. Big Nav, boom. And then set him up. Boom.
Boom.
Out. And the guy I fought was tough too. Came strong in the first round, but Navajo was able to just put him away. Another King in the Ring champion as well. I think he's 2-time King in the Ring champion.
What weight is that at?
Light heavyweight.
Damn, that's a big fella.
So he's the guy, my Miami fight with Pereira, he helped me a lot. Ben Johnston helped me a lot with the looks, But yeah, he's just a fucking savant, the next level. Kickboxer, but knows how to grapple. He looks at shit, downloads it, drills it, and he's using it on you straight away or the next day. It's just one of those guys, and he loves to fight. He's a guy who just stays in the gym, stays ready. Like I say, he's got a fight already locked in. Even Loss got to fight Ozdemir. He's fighting Ozdemir in Macau. What's his name? No Time.
Yeah, Volkan.
So yeah, Volkanovski, man. Yeah, that's a good fight. I like that for Carlos. Who else? Yeah, so I like the gym, the way it's growing, even on the local scene as well. You have a lot of guys who are just coming up in the local scene, and they're looking at us because of what we've done. No government funding, no backing from the sports, what do you call it in New Zealand. They try to stifle us during COVID, you know, moving the goalposts, saying, oh, you can quarantine in the gym. Okay, now you can't quarantine in the gym. We're sneaking around trying to find places to train. They're following us with reporters, taking photos, putting us in the papers, making us look bad. We're disobeying the law. Think about your grandma. All that kind of stuff. So, yeah, we've done it our own way. And I feel we're still one of the best gym, if not the best gym in the world. That's why I'm there. Only reason I'm in New Zealand is because of City Kickboxing. If not for that place, I definitely would still be there to see my family, but I would have probably moved all over the place. Like Melbourne, I definitely would have lived in Melbourne for a while. Like Melbourne, I love Melbourne, Australia. Canada somewhere.
Melbourne's great.
Yeah, Melbourne. I just like the culture, the food. Even here in Austin.
Australia and New Zealand, they just have such restrictive laws.
Yeah.
And the government has such control over people. And I didn't realize it until the pandemic.
Yeah.
And then I was like, Jesus Christ.
That's why I got to play the game, Joe.
Yeah, keep moving.
I play the game as it says, like, it's almost egotistical in the sense the rules are there for a reason, and I am a law-abiding citizen. But sometimes there's certain things where I think, like, the laws doesn't apply to me. You know what I mean? That's why I don't follow politics. I only ever voted recently in New Zealand because of the fucking referendum. They were going to make marijuana legal. I was like, okay, that applies to me. I'll vote for that. So that, what do you call it? One policy voters or whatever. The other laws and stuff, I'm like, man, unless if it's something crazy like someone decides, oh, we're going to tax the rich 50% of their money. Then I'm like, oh, that applies to me. Then I'll vote. So when I say the law doesn't apply to me, it's in the sense where, like, I don't really care about what their policies are, you know? So yeah, that's how I live, and I'm able to travel a lot, which I'm grateful for. But yeah, if it wasn't for CKB, I definitely would have left NZ, or maybe traveled more, checked out Europe or shit like that. But right now, as I'm fighting, maybe after fighting, I will. You know,
New Zealand is beautiful.
Oh, it is beautiful spot to live. I like the pace. I do like the pace, and again, I like watching America and the rest of the world from New Zealand because it's just like this little corner of the world, just like chilling and just, oh yeah, Kiwi mate, g'day, you know, and then yeah, just see what happens in the rest of the world. And we still get a lot of things happening culturally that are relevant to the world. But yeah, I definitely want to travel after fighting, and I get to travel. Like, I'm in fucking Austin, Texas now, you know, talking to you. Where was I? After this, I'm going to New York. And yeah, I'm sure I'll be somewhere else on the planet at some point. But yeah.
What do you think you want to do when this is over?
So I have a plan in place because I know me. I'm an adrenaline junkie. So I know I'll need something every, like maybe thrice a year where I feel like I'm going to die. So one of my plans is...
That's such a crazy thing to say.
Yeah.
But I get it.
That's why I have a McLaren, and, you know, I've, never crashed it. Amen. But, yeah, so for me... Like, I skydived twice already in the last year. That was fun. So, again, if I said, okay, I'm done fighting now, then, okay, the running with the bulls, cool. Let's do that. And I'll just train for that. And then when it's time I'll go to Spain or whatever and get ready for that and then go run with the bulls. Cool.
Really?
Yeah. That'll be fun. It's dangerous. You could die.
Yeah, but that's a dumb way to die.
Yeah, dumb ways to die. There's many fightings a dumb way to die too, but it's still it's glorious.
It's glorious.
Look, it's a glorious way. But
getting stomped to death by a bull is not a good way to die.
Yeah, but I mean, what do I have? So what's another one? Okay, let's say I go to the Outback, go learn, I don't know, to jump on a crocodile and save it from some, I don't know, there'll be something. I'll find things. There's always something. I'll find something to do that'll make me feel like my life is in danger.
So you feel like you're going to need that forever?
Because if not, you just fall. A lot of guys, they come back and fight again because they missed that. Oh, I was that guy. I was that guy. And those, especially who never made it to the pinnacle or what they wanted to do, then they still have that dissatisfaction. And then they come back to try and reclaim that glory.
Yeah.
Do it for less money. And then they fall short. They become journeymen. become alcoholics, drug addicts, you know, shit like that. So I don't want to. Also, who knows? My main thing though is definitely start a family. That's one thing I want to do after fighting. It'll happen. I don't go looking for that shit because when you do, you find the wrong thing. And I've made that mistake before. We're not gonna make that mistake again. So I know it'll happen for me, and when it does, I'm gonna be a great dad.
You can't convince yourself that it's good. You gotta.
What?
It has to be good. Relationship.
Yeah, facts. Oh no,
There's a lot of people that want a great relationship, so they talk themselves into one. And then next thing you know, you're with some girl who's going through your phone.
I got talked into one. That's the thing. So now I know I'm like, okay, bet. We're not doing that again.
You got talked into one.
Oh, just, you know, when you fall in love, you just stupid. Because I'm such a lover as well. I'm so soft. But I learned my lesson, and again, it's one of those things you just have to go through. And I'm grateful for the experience. I'm grateful that I did, because now I know exactly what not to do next time. So that's why I don't look. I'm single because I just enjoy myself. I enjoy not being responsible for someone else's emotional state, you know, especially as a fighter. Because you know this. You know fighters when they have to deal with shit before a fight. Before the cost of fight, the shit I had to deal with. Woo! It was, oh my God. And I was quarantining at the gym as well. So that kind of stuff I don't want to deal with. I just want to focus on me.
There's a problem that girls, when they think that you're busy with something else and you don't care about, you're not paying attention to them, they're not your primary focus.
Got to be the center of your world.
They get very upset. I've seen guys where they're getting ready for a fight and their girl starts fights with them like as they're weighing in, you know.
Okay, not that bad. At least she knew better, but still, it's just, look, it's more about, also don't try and compete with your husband or your boyfriend. With me, you'll lose. It's not like, in a sense, like, this is what I do for a living. You don't have to try and compete, you know? It's weird. Like when someone tries to compete with their person or whatever. It's
know. It's nuts.
Yeah. This is meant to be a partnership.
Right. The intimate person in your life wants you to fail because they're competing with you. And they want to get over on you.
But thing is, what's good for me is good for us. What's good for you is good for us.
Right.
If you're a team. So again.
If you're a team.
I'm learning and I'm not looking because I think that ship sailed in the sense like, when I look at someone like, say, even a Connor with D. Devlin, that's fucking cool. I love that. She's still with him to this day. They've got how many kids together? That's cool. Regardless of what the state of their relationship is now, it's like, look, she was with him when he was no one, and she believed in him. That kind of stuff is rare these days. So when I see it in other people, I'm just like,
right.
There's still love in the air, Joe. It's still
Sometimes
out there.
It works.
Yeah.
It can work, but boy, you got to find the right person.
No, they got to find you.
Yeah.
I'm not looking. Yeah. I'm not looking. I'm just chilling. I actually got on Hinge the other day just for fun in LA. I was like, let me see. I hate these apps. I don't use those. I try to get on Raya. They still have me on the fucking waiting list for fucking the last 2 years. I'm like, am I not cool
hilarious.
enough? But I went on Hinge in LA just to see what's up. But it's just funny. It's just funny to see the experience. I had a couple of interactions. It was cool. But I was like, this is what people do now. It felt like the questionnaire to get on Hinge. I thought it was going to be like this thing, cool, put some pictures up. I'm like, am I trying to do adoption or some shit? Because it's like, what is this and what is your primary focus? And I'm like, I spent like 20 minutes doing the whole thing. So it's up now. I still have it on in Austin. I'm like, let's... just for fun,
Cast
for the
the
lulz.
line out there for the lulz. Just for the lulz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy. Nah.
Well, it's, you know, you have to protect your time. That's the problem. It's like you only, especially when you're doing something like fighting, there's the amount of time and dedication that's required to be at your very best is insane. And there's nothing like it. There's nothing like it, even in sports. If you're a basketball player, you have to play basketball, you have to practice, but there's a lot more free time. Yeah. A lot more free time. And it doesn't drain your body the way fight training does.
The consequences is different.
Right.
Bro. It's like after a game of rugby or whatever, cool. I don't know how the brackets work or whatever, even in basketball or football, soccer, but then you get to play the next day or not the next day, sometimes the next week, you know? Fighting, it's not always like that. And also, if you get hurt badly and you suspension 6 months and you have to wait, and then if you're not strong mentally, I've seen people break.
Yeah,
I've seen them break, and it's just like, fuck, come on, man, you're better than this. So yeah, for me, fighting takes everything. It takes everything, and I've done well in this game. And sometimes, in the beginning, I didn't give everything. So that's why now that I'm at this age, I'm like, yo, give everything. So that way when I'm done, I just know I did everything I could to be the best. And I was. And I'm proud of myself. So I'm still here, man. I'm still, like I said, I'm not fighting for, a belt or anything anymore. That'll come around when it does. But I'm just fighting just because I have, bro, a submission is more worthy to me than a third belt. Like, I'm going to get that.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going to get that. I'm not going to look for it. It's going to present itself, and I'm going to get it. And I'd be like, right, I take that off, cool. Because I've done a lot of cool shit in this game. It's more like just the highlights. And I just know I can. So that's more worthy to me at the moment. And that's like a maybe ego thing or personal thing. But yeah, that's just me, though.
Did you have a timeline on how much longer you want to fight for?
Like I said, right now I say 3 years, but I'll be 38.
That's probably the end.
Yeah.
Where guys can compete at the high. Like Jared Cannonier got to like 38, 39. He started to fall off a little bit. And the last 2 fights he's lost.
I think GSP stopped just around there as well, 37 maybe.
When he fought Bisping?
Yeah. But who knows? That's what I'm saying. It's like I don't think I'm going to fight at 40. I think that's not me. I'll be nah. Even for me as a person, I'm like, nah, I'd rather be doing something else. But 38 right now is in my head. Who knows? Fucking 36, 37. I'm just like, right, peace. I'm out. I'm spontaneous like that. But I think 38, 39. But let's see, 38. Let's see what happens first. But at the moment, I'm still here.
Do you have any thoughts of things to do other than things for adrenaline? Like
oh, yeah.
Like things to do with your time?
Apart from raising a family, production. I definitely want to have my own production company and do stuff like a couple of acting things, of course, because they've already come up and I turned them down because of this game. I was like, you have to give everything to this game. I don't want to spend 3 months somewhere filming,
right?
This kind of stuff. But definitely motion capture. Definitely want to do that. What's his name? The guy that did Andy Serkis, Planet of the Apes, Gollum, Caesar. He's one of the best at it. And I see the way he works and operates, and I know I can do that. I can learn. And I'm very coachable. I can learn stuff like that. Voiceover work with some cartoons or animes or whatever, video games, motion capture stuff. I have my own ideas of things I want to bring to fruition, but I don't necessarily have the skills. Even though I was doing computer graphic design for about 3 years, I knew how to make a red ball bounce in Maya, the 3D program. That was my biggest achievement in that. But I can partner up with someone on studio and just bring my ideas to life if they like it. Like, I'll learn how to write a script maybe so I can present it properly. Also, fuck, all this shit with AI, I might just be able to do it with AI in 2 years and be like, right, boom. And if it hits, it hits. If it sucks, cool. Do it again at the drawing board. But yeah, a lot of things. I already have, like, again, shout out to my pops. My pops is a real OG because he helped me just triple and quadruple my money. Yeah, because if I didn't have him, I definitely would end up as one of those sad stories. I feel just because of who I am as a person, I feel like I would have ended up as one of those sad stories because of the trust I have in people. So I'm glad I have my dad around just to just make sure things are cool.
There's always vampires, right? There's always vampires.
They do. It's just human nature. It's human nature. I'm sure you have it as well on the way up, and even now I'm sure you have it as well. But they come out the woodwork, and it's like, let me see. But then my dad's able to tell, this is legit, this is shit. Oh, let me have a look at this first. He goes through every contract. I can read, but sometimes because I'm dyslexic, I read really slow, or I just lose focus and shit like that. But
especially contract shit. So that's very difficult to really
There's
absorb.
no pictures. It's just fucking words.
You need an anime contract. Make me a fucking cartoon that explains what happens if everything goes wrong. With me crying, oh, no money.
Oh, fuck. That's
or
funny.
me living in a palace with a bathtub filled with gold.
Yeah, but I just get unless it's something maybe fiction that entices me and I can really go deep. But yeah, I like reading comics and shit like that. But a contract is just detail. But there's one person on this planet I trust that wants the best for me is my father.
That's a great thing to have.
Amen. Because even I've said this, like guys like Khabib, rest in peace to his pops. He had him in his corner. Michael Jordan, he had his dad in his corner, on the court. My dad is in my corner, but that's on the stuff that really matters outside the cage in life. Like when I talk about imposter syndrome, I'm like, how the fuck do I have this many houses?
Right.
I'm doing well, cool. I know I'm adulting, but that's because of my pops. And I learned the game through him, but the details of the game I still don't know yet. So after this, I'll have more, I guess, input in the sense that, okay, this and that, and this is what this means and that, you know, with the property values and whatnot. I try not to get too much into it because right now all I can focus on is this, fighting, the main thing. If I don't have this, then yeah, I can definitely tap into all that kind of stuff. But now I'd rather just focus on this and let my dad handle it. So again, I'm grateful, so grateful that he's around, and he's the one that's helped me get to this point. Because a lot of people don't even have their dad in their lives, you know, and I'm glad I do. Yeah.
It's overall, it seems like you're in a real good place.
I am.
Know?
So yeah, I am. Look, this is life.
Yeah.
You know how it is, ups and downs, smiles and frowns. But right now where I'm at, I'm in a good place, way better place. Because again, like people, the thing I didn't like, I appreciated it after my last fight. People come up and be like, hey man, that was a great fight last fight. Oh, you did well. I'm like, oh, thank you. But when people come, because I was at the buffet in Perth, and some guy came up to me just like, hard luck, mate. I was like, what? He wanted to feel sorry for me. I was like, nah, get your fucking shit off me. I'm like, I'm good. I'm like, bro, if you knew how much I made from this fight, you wouldn't even feel sorry for me. But it's that some people don't know how to react, so they come like,
well, they were rooting for you, and you know they feel bad. And
I know, but I like again, I don't fault them for it because they don't know what to say. But the ones that come up be like, bro, that was a mean fight, man. You almost had him, but that was a fucking good fight. I'm like, thank you. I felt good in that one. It's a different look on the same thing. It's like some look at it with like, yay, and some look at it with that. But I'm in a better place because, again, this isn't everything. Fighting's not everything in my life. I've lost many times. Out of fighting, you know, and I've come back. I've lost in fighting many times, and I've come back. So for me right now, where I'm at in life, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the ride. And, yeah, I look forward to the future. I look forward.
There's a thought that some people have that in order to be at your best, it has to be everything. You have to live and die by your performances. And when your performance sucks, you have to suffer until you get a good one.
Nah, that's not for me. I've been there before, and it's not for me. Everyone's different. And I understand that when it's like, because even when I was on top of the world, you know, like #1 and this and that, it never defined me. I never let it define me. I always knew I was Israel Adesanya before and after the belt. I'm still me. No matter what, they're still going to be trying to fight me because they want to have Israel Adesanya on their record. You know, they want to fight me. They don't want to fight the champ. Like, people will probably even pick a fight over me than DDP. Or maybe not, because probably easier fight, they think. But still, like, I'm me, and that's never, ever going to change. That's never, ever going to change as long as I stay true to me. Yeah. And I look, if this game was going to change me, if money was going to change me, it would have done it ages ago. A lot of zeros ago. But I've always been this guy with or without money. You can ask anyone who really knows me. They'll tell you, oh, yeah, that's the same dude I was dancing with back in the day. Still the same goofball, keeps the same energy. But now that I'm here, I have a lot more freedom to do things that I want to do than I'm grateful for. But, yeah, I even look forward to seeing who I become next year, like who I evolve into next year. Because, again, I am me, but learning. There's things I'm going to learn about myself. I'm sure you have this as well. Jamie has this. We all have this. We're just figuring out who we are. Even, what are you now, 57? No way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're still learning.
You're never going to stop. You never stop learning. When you do, you're going to die.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, the life is an experience. It's a long, and people have like this number thing in their head. Oh, by 30, you should know this. Some people know. Some people don't learn until they're 40. Some people never learn.
I thought I was going to be married with 2 kids at 23.
Wow. Well, you could have been.
Yeah.
If you zigged when you could have zagged.
Yeah, I'm glad I zagged. I definitely did. I'm glad I zagged for that one. That was so long ago, and I was, again, I'm just soft, bro. I'm surprised I'm fucking great at this fighting shit. Like, I'm soft. Bro, do you see some idiot try to step me out? Do you ever see that?
No, what happened?
So this is 3 weeks ago. I had a great great day at training, morning. Went to the shop to get a pie, and I just thought, you know, people were just showing love. I'm just, oh, hey, what's up? Someone take a picture. Cool. And then one guy just pulls up and goes, yo, Izzy, let's go, 1 ounce. I'm like, eh. And I thought, like, bro, this is stupid. I was like,
1 ounce? What does
so
that mean?
1 ounce in New Zealand slang, like one-on-one, like 1 ounce, let's go. And I was like, this is silly. Like, what the fuck? And I just started laughing, and I said, bro, I get paid millions for this. I'm not going to whoop your ass for free. And then he kind of got angry, and he's stuck at the lights. It's green. People are honking, driving around him. And I'm laughing, walking away with my pies in my hand. And I remember just looking like, what the fuck? And I grabbed my card and I went, and that pissed him off. Then he drove and then parked in front of my car. And I was like, okay. Took my watch off, and I told the guy, can you please call the cops? And I'm glad only one person actually decided to help.
I did see the video of that. I saw just a small clip of it. I didn't know exactly what was going on.
Just an idiot. But again, I'm glad this is the day and age of people just, boom, cameras out.
Right.
Because everyone who was around, everyone got their cameras out. There was only one guy who used his phone to call the cops when I asked him, because I didn't want to hurt this guy. And this guy, I don't know if he was going through something or he was maybe cracked out or something. Because even the guy, the video that came out, it seemed like it was set up because the guy kept on going, and I'm like, what are you trying to say? And I'm glad like I said, I'm soft. I have patience. And if I had a bad day, it might have been different. I like to say that because of freedom of thought. But also my friend, you know, Falvake got killed by senseless street violence. Right. This is something that we've talked about even in the film. It was something that we all had to go through because he got hit with a coward punch and then hit the ground, and then boom, he's in a coma for about 2 weeks, and then eventually they had to pull the plug. As I'm talking to this guy, at one point I go, bro, I don't know you. Like, whatever has happened, I don't fucking know you. I'm sorry. And he's like, yeah, talk to me nicely, bitch. I'm like, and I started getting angry, and then got to the point I spat at him, and that was me like, I hoped he did something. And then I'm like, right, I'm taking this guy out. But then when I spat at him, he just looked down and kept on talking. And I realized, you're not about this life. I'm not going to spend the next 10 minutes talking and to this guy.
It just elevates him in his mind.
Exactly. Oh, he took his shirt off at the end. I got in my car. I was driving off. He had his shirt off flexing like, what, bitch, what? And I was like, no, this nigga's cracked out.
Oh, he's a crazy person.
So for me, again, that's why I say I'm soft. And I had to really hold myself back. I don't know. I'm sure no one tries you anymore, of course. They'd fucking be stupid to try you. But I was thinking no one would try me anymore because back in the day, someone would try me. I'm like, bro.
Bro, people were trying Chuck Liddell in his prime, and he was a complete psychopath.
Try that to Dan Hooker. Yeah. Dan would not have the patience that I have. Dan would fucking instantly demolish that guy. But again, I just don't want to do something. Because if you breached the line, I was within range and within my rights to strike him because I felt. And
like what happened with your friend. If you knock that guy out and he bounces his head off the curb
that was what was going through my head.
Yes.
And also we started this charity Walk Without Fear. And I'm glad nothing happened. I'm glad I was patient because now that video can be used because we're trying to change the laws. Look, the guys that killed my friend, when we were in lockdown, they were on home detention. So they're free now. They're walking free, enjoying their life. And my friend is dead.
They didn't get convicted?
I think one of them did, but the rest of them, they had home detention. The ones that actually even helped, they got home detention, and I think for a year and a half. So 6 months of that home detention, we all did it together in lockdown. So what kind of punishment's that? You get to sit at home and watch Netflix, and my friend's daughter has to grow up without a father. You know?
Nothing. For
nothing. Just because ego, alcohol, drunk, this and that. So again, I'm glad I'm soft, and I don't like confrontation. But when it's time to get down, I will get down. And I've put it out enough. Like I want to protect my boundaries and shit like that. But I don't ever want to be put in a position where someone tries to set me up just so they can make money off me. But there will be a point if someone tries me enough that I will have to definitely defend myself. And there's no fucking referee in a street fight that's gonna drag me off a person. In that, I see red, bro. Not that shit. I'm saying,
I see red, bro. Is it the funniest shit?
Not that shit.
Bro, that's your own blood. Yeah. I see red. You should see clearly. That's a ridiculous thing.
Blood. Yeah, stuff for me.
I've never heard anybody say I see red and it worked out well.
But yeah, I'm glad it worked out well for me, and I spared a life that day, because if not, it would have been really bad, and then I might not be here.
Right.
I might be in a
Might be in
fucking
jail.
cell somewhere.
They
and
might
just
try to
like-
make an example out of you.
They
because
will.
You did, yeah,
They
especially
will.
if you killed somebody.
Bro, I know these motherfuckers in NZ, like the bureaucrats, they don't like people like me. They don't like people like me who is outspoken,
Right.
who is not a quintessential Kiwi. You know what I mean? The guy that just keeps quiet and
Follows the rules.
just very humble. Like
Right.
fake humility is something I've never been. Like I know humble is or what it is for real, because I deal with that every day. Like I fucking spar Carlos Navajo. I grow with Dan. I get humbled every fucking day. So I know what real humility is. But for me to
Right.
try and like let the world know I'm humble just so I seem like I'm humble, that's that fake shit, and I'll never be that. And when I see it, I cringe, because I'm like, oh, I know you.
Right.
It's like, nigga, I know you. We've done things. So when I see people do that,
Yeah.
I'm like, just be real, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I try to keep it real as always. But again, like I said, I'm soft, but sometimes,
It's a real challenge to be yourself with
Yeah.
the kind of attention and pressure that you get.
the magnifying glass
Yeah.
of the world. And I would never change. I'll never not express myself the way I always do. But sometimes the world will try and put you in a box and be like, this is what you're meant to be. This
Yep.
is who you're meant to be. And I'm like,
And
nah.
it's always weak people that want to do that.
Bro, like, what was the one I put up the other day? Because I was there was a scene from my movie. I was getting my nails done. What was I doing? Some drip tips. And then I put a clip next to it where Cam goes, well, I've been wearing pink my whole life. Niggas been saying I'm gay. Bro, if you think I'm gay, bring your mother around. Bring your sister around. I fucking love that. I was like, yes, because again, I don't care. It's never been an issue for me. I think people think because I never flexed my girlfriends or anything online, they're like, nah, definitely, this guy's sus. Also because I'm nice and I'm soft.
That makes you sus. That's
Yeah.
hilarious. Being a nice person makes you sus. That's
Yeah, because I'm not a dickhead.
so silly.
But I can be a dickhead. I have been a dickhead in the past. But again, I was raised right. My family actually, my mom and dad raised me with good morals. And yeah, I treat people with respect and even if I don't get it back, it's like, cool, whatever. But yeah, people expect you to be this kind of, because you're, like when there's, oh man, you're a lot different than I thought you would be in person. Well, you're not trying to fight me, so no. You know what I mean?
Right.
People expect you to be some type of way, or, I thought,
Hard.
yeah, or even an
Yeah.
asshole. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
and look, there's people you can find who'd be like, yeah, he's an asshole. And I was like, well, yeah.
But who are you?
Yeah, exactly. I
Yeah.
was an asshole.
To you.
Yeah,
But you're an
exactly.
asshole. So I had to be an asshole to get you to fuck away from me.
Facts.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with that now. That's because back in the day when I first came into this game, I always felt like I had to, with every fan, I had to put on the song and dance. Like, oh, hey, how's it going?
Right.
But sometimes I might be at a 4 or a 5 at energy level. So if someone pulls up on me, I'm just like, yeah, cool, let's take a picture. But I don't have to ham it up
Right.
to make them feel like this is a great experience. Oh, he's such a nice guy. It's
Right.
like, bro, the day my cat died, I was pumping gas, and the guy tried to make me talk to his cousin on the phone, and I said no, and he's like, oh, all good, and I felt bad, and I was like, oh, give me the phone, and I'm there with the phone, pumping gas, and I went, bro, no phones. I was like, get the fuck away, but I did that because I felt bad that I didn't talk to his cousin on the phone while I'm pumping gas. So what happened if something happened and boom? Oh, what? Because I wanted to talk to this guy's cousin on the phone because he saw me at a gas station while I'm pumping gas. So when I talk about protecting my boundaries, it's just about time and place and approach. Like, again, people not... And I've put that out enough where I feel like people do respect it now. But some people still think I hate fans or whatever. But I'm like, that's what you think? If that's what you got from my message, then cool. You think that. But it's about protecting my energy and protecting my boundaries. And
Well, I don't think they'll ever understand what it's like to be a person like you.
Yeah. Be in the spotlight.
Yeah, and so again, they feel like you have this advantage, this privilege that no one else gets, so they think that you owe them something. You owe them your time.
Bro, I'm a fan. I pay for your pay-per-views.
Right.
No, you don't. You're just talking shit.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Oh, the ones that is when they come, bro, I bet on your fight, eh? I'm like, yeah, fuck your multi. Because, again, I put my life on the shit. Every time I step in there, I put my life on the line. But they will never understand that. They'll come and tell me, like, yeah, bro, one time, this is years ago, in the club, a guy showed me a betting slip. I was like, and? This is after a Jan fight. And he showed me a bet. I'm like, cool. Like, what do you expect me to do? Give you a refund?
Right.
He's like, nah, fuck you. So I
It's
can't remember how I
called gambling.
respond. Yeah.
Do you think I wasn't trying to win?
If you ain't got it like that,
Yeah.
don't put your money up.
Right.
I only gamble with money that I'm gonna lose or I can afford to lose. But again, yeah, I'm fucking gambling with my life.
Right.
I'm trying to win. And then something bad could happen and I'm not here again, you know? So, yeah, people are weird. And I love people. Like, I always say this. There's something about every group of people on this planet that I love, including my own. And there's something I hate about every group of people on this planet. Just little things that just annoys me. I'll say like, okay, Nigerians. I hate how the elders sometimes confuse respect with fear. Because that's how I grew up. They confuse respect with fear. And I've had to deal with that. You know, I'm not going to say anything else about anyone else because they know it's like, oh, Israel hates these people or whatever. But again, I love people. But at the same time,
they're taking advantage of the fact that you're being respectful.
I love me first.
I know what you're saying.
I got to put me first.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah,
if you
I'm
don't,
trying.
nobody else will.
Facts. Nah,
Yeah.
I have to, bro.
Well, listen, brother, I think the way you handle yourself and the way you communicate and the way you're honest and just you could be yourself, it's a great example to other people, especially young fighters that are coming up and trying to figure out how they're going to manage this. And if they be so fortunate, they get to a position like yourself, you gave them a little roadmap. You know, and I think that's a beautiful gift to give people, to an understanding of how an intelligent, sensitive person deals with this crazy position in life.
Thank you. That actually hit. Thank you so much.
real.
Nah, I can say the same about you. What you've done, everything from day dot since I've met you that you don't remember, and I'm glad you don't remember, to now, even being friends with you. I like being friends with you, and also I don't, because you still have a job to do, and I never want to put you in a compromised position. I always still have to respect you and what you do, and I still kind of keep my distance a little bit, but I always respect and appreciate every time that we've interacted or hang out, and, you know, who you are as a person. So, thank you.
I appreciate you, brother.
Thank you, brother.
Thank
Love
you.
you, man. You're the
I love
fucking
you
man.
too.
Let's go.
All right. Let's wrap it up.
What else? Watch Stylebender on Prime.
Watch it.
Apple
It's out
TV.
now. There it is.
Bang.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you so much,
Thank
man.
you.
I
My
appreciate it,
pleasure.
brother. Thank
All
you.
right. Bye,
Easy.
everybody.